Good evening, everyone. This is the City Council meeting of April 21st, 2020. Notice of this meeting stating the date, place, and time has been disseminated as required under the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975. This meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, can you please conduct the prayer and flag salute?
God of the universe, look thou with favor upon these here assembled. Bestow thy guidance upon the members of the governing body in their deliberations, which we ask in thy name. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Members of the public participating by phone please put your phone on mute. You will be unmuted for questions on the budget, ordinances on hearing, and public comments at the end of the meeting. If you wish to be recognized, please state your name and address. Wait to be recognized by the council president. Please do not use your phone on speaker as it may cause feedback. Mr. Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Mrs. Ormond.
Here.
Gavick.
Here.
Caldwell.
Here.
Ahmed.
Here.
Busby. Ms. Crosby. Bowman.
Here, present.
Strano.
Here.
Payne.
Here.
Medina. Mr. Medina. Mrs. Hickey's excused. And Mrs. Yamakitis.
Yeah. Okay. We have approval of the minutes of the March 17, 2020 regular council meeting.
Council President, I move the approval of the regular meeting minutes for March 17th, 2020, and ask for a second. Second.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Gavick.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Mohammed.
Yes.
Busby. Ms. Crosby, we're not hearing you. Bowman.
Yes.
Strano.
Yes.
Payne.
Yes.
Medina. Mr. Medina, we're not hearing you or seeing you either. Mrs. Yamakitis.
Yes. Okay. Good evening, Congressman Payne. Congressman Payne has asked for a few minutes to provide an update to the governing body and the residents of Linden. We're going to allow the congressman to speak at this time. Welcome, Congressman Payne. I'm just going to ask everybody else to please check their phones on mute.
Thank you very much, and good evening to all. It's and to the listening public. It's an honor and privilege to be here.
Point. I don't know how to get to the video.
Okay, everyone else, please turn off their audio. Okay, please go ahead, Congressman.
Okay, thank you. As I said, it's an honor and a privilege to be here. We're here with you tonight and the listening residents of Linden. I've done this in mostly
Unmuted.
towns in my district, and I'm glad to be here with the residents of Linden this evening and the governing body. I wanted to discuss two of the most important topics right now with the coronavirus and the 2020 census. Obviously, we know what the coronavirus has done as both a public health and economic situation in our country. In Union County, we have around 10,000 cases and almost 400 people have died from this disease. In Linden, there are more than 800 cases and 34 deaths, and I like to send my condolences out to all the families that have met with this tragedy. I know Robert Wood Johnson Hospital in Galway has been put on full divert status. Staff there had to convert areas of the hospital into care facilities to keep up. The same thing has happened at Trinitas Hospital in Elizabeth. But as hospitals expand, small businesses are shutting down. As a nation, we have already gone through the first $349 billion in stimulus for small businesses across the country. Unfortunately, not all of that money went to businesses that needed it the most. It really makes me furious to read stories about financial advisors telling clients to apply for the money whether they need it or not. Can everyone put their phones on mute, please? I'm getting a lot of feedback. Okay. I've received several calls
Muted.
from small businesses and owners who could go out of business because they're not able to get that money.
We're doing it this way.
Can we get on mute, please? Hello?
Yes. Can everyone please mute their phones?
Yeah, I'm just getting pretty bad feedback here. In Congress, there are several efforts that we're trying to do to track this money better and hold people accountable. I know there will be much more attention paid to the next stimulus bill. If we allocate an additional $300 billion or more to support local businesses, it needs to make sure it gets to those small businesses. And we know a lot of the smaller businesses in our communities, the under 10 workers or, mom and pop shops, beauty supply stores, beauty shops and barber shops have not really been able to acquire this money. We really have to get it to the companies that need it the most. Like I stated, mom and pop stores and startups on Wood and St. George's Avenue. This is how we'll survive this global pandemic. So we are attempting to make sure that this next tranche of money gets down to those businesses. But only if we realize that we all are in this together will it work. As difficult as it can be, we need to social distance and protect ourselves and others. We need to listen to our medical experts to make this thing go away faster. This coronavirus has affected every aspect of our lives, but it does not have to cripple American life. And I know it feels that way for many people right now. If we have any questions about coronavirus or how to apply for benefits, please visit my website at payne.house.gov. That's payne.house.gov. And we have a website that just deals, web page that deals with benefits that you can apply for during the coronavirus. It contains links to agencies and departments to help people get stimulus checks faster, unemployment benefits, or even small business loans. It also contains information on where to get tested and how to keep your family safe. Again, my website is payne.house.gov. In addition, I knew that New Jersey needed 2,000 ventilators to treat patients with the coronavirus. I found a new ventilator design and wrote the letter to the Food and Drug Administration to ask them for emergency review to see if it could work. To my great adulation, it was approved. The design was approved last week by the FBA, and so that's very exciting. I let the governor know right away, and also had contacted the several hospital conglomerates in our district. Once they put the plans online, we continue to work with the governor to find local companies to manufacture them. Again, when we work together, we'll survive this crisis. The other major issue is the census. Right now, Linden is barely over 50% in the census response. It is quite a coincidence that the coronavirus has exposed the vital importance of proper population count. Without a strong participation in the census, communities could lose funding for hospitals, medical centers, and first responders. And they could lose money for the roads that get them to and from hospitals and in this particular time. Officials extended the deadline to file your census form, but that is no excuse to wait. All of us must get the word out to residents to fill out their census form. If you don't fill it out, your community loses money. That is the way money comes back from Washington, D.C. to our community. It does not cost anything, but but it could cost you everything if you don't fill it out. That's all I have to really say for right now. Thank you for inviting me to join you, and I'll try to respond to any questions from the governing body. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Congressman Payne.
Unmuted.
We appreciate you coming here and talking to the residents of Linden tonight. And thank you for all
Council
your help.
President, can I ask a question?
Who's asking?
Councilman Blank. Congressman Payne, can you please just repeat your website once again?
Absolutely. It is Payne.house.gov.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
People are having a hard time with their phone thing on mute there.
Yeah.
Also, I'd like to give you my Union County office number in Hillside, where Blake Johnson is my staff member, who will, if you contact my office, he will contact you back in 24 hours or 48 hours to respond to any issues that you might have, around veterans benefits, the post office, unemployment benefits, and every aspect. We've been trying to help residents with issues that aren't really federal, but we've been trying to answer any question a resident might have. So my Hillside number is 862-229-2994. 862-229-2994, and that would be Blake Johnson, who is my Union County representative.
Okay, thank you so much, Congressman. You stay well.
Okay. Okay, no more questions? Okay, well, you have a blessed evening.
Has your contact information if we'd like to reach out to you.
Thank you, Congressman.
My pleasure.
Okay, stay well, Congressman.
Okay, take care.
Take care. We're going to now move on to the 2020 City of Linden budget hearing. The municipal budget was placed on the city's website after its introduction last month. In addition to the CFO's presentation on the budget, it was placed on the website and Linden TV for all to review. I'd like to recognize Councilwoman Lisa Orman, the Chairman of the Finance Committee, to read a budget statement.
Thank you, Council President. The introduced budget represents a total of $110,451,334.69 in expenditures for the year 2020. I am pleased to announce this budget represents another year of no municipal tax increase based on an average assessed home of $131,845. The City of Linden is committed to providing our residents with a variety of city services and quality of life improvements. The City of Linden administration recognizes taxpayers need tax relief, and the City Council has worked very hard to deliver a slight decrease on the municipal portion of your tax bill for the third year in a row. In addition, the Council recognizes the need for increased public safety, and in this budget, it covers an increase of police officers and a full complement of firefighters. I would like to thank all the members of the governing body for their assistance and recommendations on the 2020 budget. I would also like to especially thank every department head for their dedication and diligence in preparing their 2020 municipal budget. Are there any questions?
Okay, can we have a motion to open the public hearing?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to open the public hearing and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Orman?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Spano?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, is there anyone from the public that would like to ask questions or comment on the budget? You'll be
Yes.
given comments. Okay, please identify yourself.
Jane Savali.
Please go ahead.
How are you going to pay for these additional jobs when the pension funds are running low?
What is the 2 minutes?
Mr. Valley, do you have any other comments on it?
Yeah, I have a lot.
Please ask all your questions and then you have 3 minutes.
I know.
Mr. Valley?
How are you going to pay for these positions, and who are they?
Okay, is that the only question you have?
Oh, I have a lot. Keep going. Answer my question.
I'm going to ask you to give us your questions, and I'll have Mrs. Zach address your questions. You have a time of 3 minutes on this.
How are you going to pay for these additional positions when the pension funds are running low? Answer me that.
Okay, I'm going to Mrs. Zach, and then I'm going to go to the next caller then. Mrs. Zach?
Really? Oh, really? You cut me off? My question?
Council President?
Ma'am, this is Daniel Antonelli, City Attorney. The Council President asked you to put forth your questions. When you're done giving us your questions, you will get answers to the questions. All right? She controls the meeting, and she's asked you several times now to ask your questions.
I asked my question. I didn't get an answer.
You will get an answer, ma'am, when you're done with your questions. So if you have 3 or 4 questions, I'm asking you to present them now, and then you will get an answer at the end of your 3 or 4 questions or however many questions you have.
I'd like to know if you have a plan for paying for these additional positions.
Okay, Mrs. Zach?
Yes, the 2020 budget incorporates the
hiring of the police officers. When you're speaking of the additional positions, you're referring to the chairwoman's statement regarding police officers and public safety. It's been incorporated into the 2020 budget, and the mayor and council was able to put this budget together with no municipal increase. Therefore, they're able to pay for it through the revenues and the amount to be raised by taxation in the 2020 budget.
I'm not asking about additional police officers. I'm asking about the additional tax.
The city of Linden municipal tax is level this year. We're not having a tax increase.
Oh, you will. You will.
Okay. Do you have any other questions, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Thank you.
Okay, Ms. Savelli, can I please have your address for the record for the clerk?
I'm fucking around.
Thank you. Your time is up. Anybody else wish to speak?
Yes, I'm Mary Cheres.
Okay,
Hello?
can I have your address, please, for the record?
311 Brook Street.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Question? And
Yes, please go ahead.
can I go ahead?
Yes.
And I had contact with my councilman Davitz and also mayor regarding a vulgar sign, a flag that someone has on their house, and they informed me.
This is regarding, you can come in on a public portion for that.
Yes.
Okay, this is regarding the budget for this year.
Oh, okay. I'll wait then. Thank you.
You can come back on.
All right. Thanks.
Okay. Okay, does anyone else wish to speak on the budget? Okay, the last call, does anyone else wish to speak on the budget?
Can I say something?
I'm gonna recognize the council members. Okay, all right, I'm gonna ask for a motion to close the public hearing. And then we'll, if you'd like to speak to council members, you will be able to at that time. Okay,
Can I ask a question?
Council President,
Hello?
I'd like to make a motion to close the. For second,
Someone
please.
else from the public.
Got
A
people
second.
wishing to speak.
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'd like to ask a question. Hopefully you can hear me. This is Ed Kaminski, Maple Avenue. Given what's going on with due to the coronavirus and what's going on in the economy, what kind of impact to taxes, collection, and the overall budget are we expecting, and how are we going to handle the shortfalls?
Okay. Is that your only question?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, Mrs. Hack?
Yes, good evening. Right now, we presently had put a chief spending for all our departments other than essential operations until we can review the revenues that are coming in. Presently, the revenues we have received are on target. However, come the May 1st tax collection, we'll have a better handle as to what the tax revenue will look like. We do budget very conservatively when we look at our revenues. So if we do take deficits in some of the fees that are local, we should be able to overcome those possible deficits. We also have been, reviewing our cash flow pretty much every day. We're looking at it just to see if there's any significant impacts. And as of today, we have not had any significant impacts that would affect our long-range plans. Presently, our tax collection rate, approximately 70% is paid through mortgages. So we are at the same point this year as we were last year with the collections. So far we haven't had any impacts, but we will be reviewing and looking to curtail expenses wherever possible.
Right, is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to talk again.
I'd like to.
You have your opportunity, ma'am. Who else would like to speak?
My name is
Jane
Barbara.
Savelli.
You had your opportunity, ma'am.
Here we go again.
I have a question on the budget, please.
Okay, can I have your name and address, please?
Sure. The name is Barbara Sahaki, and I live at 2516 Verona Avenue in Linden. My question is about a $606,000 expense that the city was forwarding to the Board of Education in connection with the Green Acres project. This involves the sale of some of the parkland at Wilson Park. I don't see that charge listed in the budget, and I'm wondering where that expense, how you're going to be covering that if this application goes through.
Okay. Mrs. Zach?
I believe she's referring to the Board of Education, the expansion of their possible expansion for the academy. That would be the Board of Education that would be able to answer that. In regards to the city, we have nothing budgeted.
This is the meeting.
From the city side, from the city council side. We'll be receiving an amount for the 0.101 acres in regards to the small area where the city has some trees, to my knowledge.
That's correct. But I want to know where the Board of Education, the city was forwarding that to the Board of Education.
Why can't they post this here?
I think you've heard it.
Do we have any other members in the public that would wish to speak?
I did not get an answer to my question.
Well, we had an opportunity to speak earlier. Okay, could we have does anybody else from the public wish to speak on the budget?
Yes, I do. I would like to speak.
Okay, can I have your name and address, please?
Yeah, my name's John Kaiser, 23 West Munsell Avenue.
Okay, Mr. Case?
The woman previous to me, I don't know if you heard her, she said she did not get an answer to her question, just so you know. I have a question about the surplus. Exactly how much of the surplus will we be using this year, and what are we using it towards?
Okay, is that your only question, Mr. Case?
I guess. I don't know. The other lady didn't get her answer, though, so I'm not anticipating.
The question that she asked, Mrs. Jackson, is her answer. Mrs. Zach, could you please ask the question, please?
And real quick, just to clarify, I believe the first caller was asking about the people on the personnel report that are being hired for the Office of Constituent Services. That's what we're talking about.
Mrs. Zach?
Yes, Council President. I'll answer Mr. Kazar's question in regards to the surplus.
Yes.
We are utilizing $9.9 million of our current surplus balance, presently of $16,585,000 as a general revenue on sheet 11 of the budget. And we utilize this as a revenue in the budget in order to offset appropriations and expenses. In regards to the questions prior to Mr. Kazar, I believe the subject matter deals with the Board of Education, and they would be the proper authority to answer that question in regards to that development project for the Board of Education. I only know the small part of the City of Linden component dealing with the 4 trees on that property, which will be receiving that revenue as a miscellaneous revenue not anticipated. And in regards to the question that Mr. Kazar brought to my attention from the first caller, if it's referring to the personnel report, those numbers are once again incorporated into the 2020 budget. And if you look at the specific area that we're hiring for Office of Constituent Services, it's a newly created division that's being funded once again through the budget, through the amount to be raised by taxation and the local revenues. So there is no increase this year in those areas. I hope that answers the question.
Thank you, Ms. Jack. Real quick, Real quick, there has to be a better way to do these meetings, guys. This is terrible. This is really bad. But I hope everybody's safe and I hope everybody's doing well. But this is really not a good way to go about this meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
In your October meeting, made a transfer of $606,000 over to the Board of Education for those 4 trees. And I'm asking where is
that question? You'll have to go to the Board of Education to discuss that.
This is Daniel Antonelli, the city attorney. This is Daniel Antonelli. Ma'am, I believe you're being directed to the Board of Education.
No.
Those monies, if they're being paid, are being paid by the Board of Ed. The city of Linden is not paying those monies, that $600,000.
Board of Education got a forwarding of those funds according to your council minutes in October. Those funds. That is part of the official record of your board minutes. Okay? An answer, so thank you anyhow. Go on.
Yeah.
Okay, can we have a motion to close the public comment section?
I have one more comment, please. This is Jeff Tandle from the Shade Tree Commission.
Okay, Mr. Tan, could you please give your, okay, could you go ahead, please?
Sure. I just want to clarify it's a little bit confusing because that property disposition, it is the city that makes the application, not the Board of Education, and it is the city that's paying for it. Whether they shifted that money to the Board of Education or not, it is coming out of city funds. So I think she deserves an answer, not to shove it off to the Board of Education. That money's coming from somewhere.
And Mr. Antonelli?
I mean, I'd have to look into that. I'm unaware, unless anybody else could chime in, that the city is paying $600,000 for this project. I'm unaware of it, but
no. Just to clarify, there's approximately $600,000 and change that is for the trees that will be removed if they do this project, and then there's an additional $36,000 or $39,000 that is for the value of the property as it was appraised. So it's 2 separate things. It's actually way over $600,000.
Ms. Scott, do you have any comments on that?
No, I have no further comments. I'll reach out to the Board of Education and try to find out more additional information because it seems like they have more information than I do.
Yes.
Mrs. Zach, if I could ask you again, this is Daniel Antonelli, the city attorney. Are you aware of the city paying $600,000?
No, I'm not. I have nowhere budgeted for that. Again, I'd like to research this further.
I think if the city were paying $600,000 for these 4 trees that are being removed, I think Mrs. Zach would know if we were paying that or not. So I want to say I'm right. It's the Board of Education that's paying for it, and let's not mix apples with oranges. If there's any concern over that payment, it should be directed, Jeff, to the Board of Ed, and you know that.
Yeah, but according to the pre-application that was sent into DEP, it says the city is paying it. It's the city that's vacating the property and paying for it. It's not the Board of Ed.
And it was recorded in your council minutes.
Mr. Tandle is speaking right now. That's the only person that should be commenting, or city officials. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Tandle, are you finished?
Yeah, I'm done for now.
Thank you. Okay. Does anybody else from the public wish to speak?
I'd like to know what this Office of Constituent Services is.
Can I have your name, please? Does anybody else from the public wish to speak? Everybody gets one opportunity to come up. They are provided 3 minutes.
Is this public comment? What's the Office of Constituent Services? Who is it?
This is regarding the budget hearing right now that we're discussing. Does anybody else from the public that did not have an opportunity to speak wish to ask any questions?
Hi, can you hear me?
Can I have your name, please?
Is this for comments?
On the budget.
Oh, I apologize because I came in late.
Okay, this is only for the budget of 2020 that we're asking for comments from the public. Everyone has an opportunity to speak once for 3 minutes. Does anybody else wish to speak that has not been heard? Okay, hearing none, can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Oh, wait, was that the public comments?
This is only on the public, the budget hearing. We will have public comments at the end.
Discussing how they're spending the public money on a virtual call.
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing on the budget and finance and ask for a second, please.
A second.
Excuse me.
Mrs. Ormond.
Yes.
Councilwoman Cosby had a question. We have a discussion on this before we go to a roll call, please.
Absolutely.
I didn't have a question, Council President. I just wanted to make a comment. I know that it's on the budget, the 2020 budget. It was added some time ago, the constituent services. And I just want to say for the record, we could easily save a bunch of money and could have gone with a shared service agreement with the County of Union, because the County of Union has a vast department that handles a great many constituent issues. They are multi-languages. They probably would likely have come and worked directly with our social service office. And so, in my opinion, this was budgeted for, I get it. However, it's, in my opinion, something that we could have saved money on. We could have put children to work with this and on an intern basis. And I feel like it's political patronage. I don't agree with it. And the shared service would be more fiscally responsible. Those are my comments.
Mayor Armstead, you wish to speak?
Yes, thank you. I do appreciate you allowing me this time. If my memory serves me correctly, I do believe that this Office of Constituent Services was voted upon unanimously by the council, and all were in agreement. We talked about the need to be able to reach out to our community. For those who are in need, we spoke of how we were going to tie the Office of Constituent Services to social services and to the Board of Health. And so I want to know what's changed since then. I'll tell you, I do know what has changed since then. We got stricken by something called the coronavirus. And I'll tell you something, now more than ever, we have a greater need for an Office of Constituent Services. And if you don't think so, I'll tell you, when we were delivering food this weekend to those seniors, I can use people from my Constituent Services office to help me get that stuff disseminated. And let me tell you something, the need is even greater. You should be in here when the phone is ringing off the hook by seniors, people with disabilities, people who have children who can't afford to put food on their tables. That's what's going on here. You should be in this office for an hour, how long this phone rings. And I noticed you all voted unanimously for this Office of Constituent Services. So let's not put politics before people now. This is something that is needed, and needed now more than ever. And I want to thank the council members who supported me on this when it first happened, okay? When we first introduced the idea. And now it's coming to fruition, so everybody's going to start talking about it's not a good idea. Shame on you.
Council President.
And Roman?
Thank you, Council President. Mr. Mayor, respectfully, and I did support you in the attempt to have this Office of Constituent Services. I don't think that the councilwoman was upset about the office itself. She thinks it's a good idea. However, you're hiring the person you put up against her in the election last year, lost. And now you're giving that person a job. This is why the councilwoman is upset. But it is your right, it's your office, and you're the department head of that office. Part-time employee, $15 an hour, after 90 days, their civil if, say, Michelle became mayor, she really can't do putting her own people in because there's civil service protection. That's my disagreement with it. But I think this is a budget issue, and that's not part of the budget. So I really wanted to ask about the budget. I know that the DCA has told the city of Linden that we're going to get $19.9 million from the state as part of our $109 million for our budget. 50 or 60 of it's raised by property taxes, the rest of it is state grants, county, whatever city. And we're getting $19.9 million from the DCA and the state. What if they announce Thursday that they can't make those obligations? What do we do then? What is the next step? I guess I'm asking left.
Council President, I'm not really sure I understood what Mr. Roman was talking about.
What I was saying is that we get $19.9 million in our budget from the state DCA to make our budget whole every year and this year, and they're signed on and giving that to us right now. However, the governor could potentially make a decision to us because he doesn't have it, or the revenues didn't come into the state because the state revenues are stopped. What is the city's plan then if we don't get that full $19.9 million from the DCA, from the state?
John, you're talking like you're a constituent. What is your plan, John? You're talking like you're a constituent. You're a councilman. What is your plan? You got a plan for that, John?
I'm asking our
Councilman Roman.
You're a councilman. What is your plan?
I'm not on the budget committee.
Councilman, I'm asking this. And everybody else, please mute their phones. It's very rude voices that are coming over from the public. This is Zach. Would you be able to address Councilman? Yes.
Yes, Council President, thank you. Councilman Roman, in the event that state aid that we already had certified as our state aid does not occur and we have a shortfall, we would have to reconvene and relook at our various revenues and our expenses, possibly have to look at reductions in services, layoffs. Everything would have to be on the table, obviously, if we're not going to get $19 million. However, the DCA has notified us that we did get certified that we all will be receiving our state aid of $9.9 million. However, in the event that that does change, obviously we would reconvene, my finance committee and I, weekly. And we would then look at whatever reductions would be needed or ceasing of spending, obviously, which we already started to do, and address the shortfall of that revenue at that time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, does any other members of the council wish to speak? Seeing none, I'd like to ask Mr. Bodak for a roll call.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Buzz?
Yes.
Coleman?
Yes.
Cano? Payne?
Yes.
Medina?
Mr. President, I did not vote yet.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes.
Council President, can you hear me?
Yes, Councilman Strato.
Well, that's what the question was. I wanted a clarification on what we were voting on. Is this to close the hearing?
Just to close the hearing, sir.
My vote is yes. Thank you.
Okay.
The hearing or the public comment? We never voted on a public comment.
He's talking about, I know.
Okay.
We never voted on closing the public comment. You started a roll call and you got interrupted and we never voted on it.
Councilman, Mr. Voting, the motion was to close the public hearing. That's what was voted on.
Okay.
The council president took comments from the members of the public, and then she asked for a motion to close it, and then allowed discussion on that motion by members of the council.
Okay.
I thought there was a roll call being called, closing the comment period. It never happened.
No, that was to close the comments.
That was to close the comments, that vote.
Okay, now we're gonna close the hearing now, right?
No, we did. It's one and the same.
Okay. The budget is being amended, and the final vote on the budget will take place after a public hearing next month on the amendment only. The budget amendment is going to be Resolution 2020-63. This will be voted on with the other resolutions. Again, I'm going to ask people to please use their phones.
Okay, no problem.
All right, we're going to move on to ordinances. And then we have ordinance 6412.
An ordinance authorizing the sale of Lot 11, Block 537, known as 1610 Clinton Street, on the current tax atlas of the City of Linden. Noted that it is no longer needed for public use, and establishing a minimum price of $90,000 and a public auction date of April 30th, 2020 at 10 a.m. in the council conference room, City Hall.
Okay, would anyone like to speak on ordinance 6412? Any members of the public? The hearing now,
I don't see it on the list here, ordinance on hearing. The first one on the list I printed out is 64-18. And you mentioned...
Put out from today's distribution to everybody?
Yes.
I printed it yesterday.
That would have been the list that was distributed on Friday. There was an updated list put on the website today.
Oh, right. Then I did not get that. Thank you.
Okay, can everybody please mute their phones? The only ones that should be commenting right now are members of the council. Mr. Boda? Does anyone from the public wish to speak? If there's anybody from the public that would like to speak on this ordinance. Okay, hearing none, Mr. Boda, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the ordinance 64-12, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Crosby?
Yes.
Roman? Strano?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Again, I'm going to ask anybody that has their phone on speaker to please not have echo. Okay, we're going to move on. Ordinances on hearing. Okay, ordinance.
Oh, it is?
Okay. So we have a motion to remove ordinance 64-5.
Council President?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes.
Councilman Strano, did you just ask for removal of 6425?
Yes.
All right, I make that motion and remove it from consideration from the agenda. I request a second.
Hang up.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Crosby? Miss Crosby? Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Stubbs,
Yes.
Mrs.
All right.
Yemick.
Yes. Again, I'm going to ask members of the public, please mute your telephones. Okay, we're going back to ordinances on hearing. Mr. Clerk, could you please read ordinance 6418?
A bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $715,000 for the acquisition of a fire engine and authorizing the issuance of $679,250 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard? Hearing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I move to close the public hearing of ordinance number 6418. Move for approval and request a second.
Again, I'm going to ask members of the public to please mute their phones. This is very rude.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Busby,
Yes.
Roman, Roman,
Yes.
Pano,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yemekaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6419.
Bond ordinance providing an appropriation of $2,100,000 for various park improvements and authorizing the issuance of $1,531,707 in bonds or notes of the city for financing part of the appropriation.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Okay, could you please state your name?
Jane Savalli.
Okay, and your address?
Raritan Road.
Okay, you have 3 minutes to speak on this. Please ask your question.
$1 million for a park. I'd like to know more about it.
Okay, is that your, okay, you want, is that, please?
Yes, Council President, thank you. This is in regards to the various park improvements that the city of Linden will be working with, mostly Memorial Park, Memorial Field, the various baseball parks, the tennis courts, also Wilson Park, the pond area, the improvements, the tennis courts. I believe it's working on the complete renovation of those two parks in particular. We were able to obtain a grant from Green Acres in the amount of $500,793, and also a Green Acres loan of $249,000 that will be going towards this project.
Okay, I can accept that, but that's a lot of money.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name for the record and your address.
John Casey, 23 West Munson Avenue.
Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, I see it's talking about various park improvements. I know Wheeler Park is a county park, but I just want to talk about something in there. I was at the city council caucus meeting, and when it was a unanimous vote to keep the skate park. Now I am told that was scrapped. I'm wondering, I know it's a county park, but can you just tell me about that? Because you guys did vote on keeping the skate park, and now I hear that it's not going to be. Can somebody just talk on that?
Mr. Dunham?
What was my hand?
Would you be able to address that?
My hand?
No, it's going to a nursery where they got, like shrubs and stuff.
To my knowledge, the skate park is going to be relocated to another park within the community. So it will no longer be in the county park once it's concluded, and they are doing some preparation in the new location.
Okay, do you know which park you're going to be putting it in?
It also is going to be relocated at this time, scheduled to go to Memorial Park.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Drummond. Does anyone else from the public wish to speak?
Oh, real quick. I believe in the past, only issue with having it in Memorial Park was kids crossing Route 1. I don't know if that's still an issue, if that was brought up at all, but I think it's probably a good location because there's a lot of land over there. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else from the public wish to speak? Seeing none, can we have a motion, please? We have a motion,
Council President, yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6419, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Hano?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Medina? Mrs. Yamakotis?
Yes. Ordinance
Yes.
6420.
Refunding bond ordinance, providing for the refunding of certain public bonds of the city of Linden, New Jersey, appropriating $5,900,000, therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $5,900,000 in bonds or notes of the city, financing part of the cost.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance? Okay, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6420, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Council President, can we speak?
Ormond?
Council
Any
President?
discussion? Councilman Roman?
Yeah, I just want to know where the $5.9 million will be allocated.
Everyone else, please take their phone.
Public, so they know where that money is.
Councilman Roman, could you please repeat that? It was all muffled.
I was wondering where the general obligations are, what we're spending that $5.9 million on.
Yes, Council President, thank you. This is a refunding bond ordinance. This was from a general obligation bonds from 2011. So those were for various capital projects that probably took place in 2011, 2010, and 2009. We were able to obtain a possible interest rate reduction. So we were looking to do a refunding, and the savings was going to be about $165,000. I can give Councilman Roman the exact ordinances. I don't have them in front of me at this time, but I can definitely email that to him when I get to the office tomorrow and send it to him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other council members? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Payne?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakotis?
Yes. Ordinance 6421.
An ordinance to establish a cap bank for calendar year 2020 according to NJSA 48:4, 45.14.
Okay, has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to speak?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name again for the record.
John Kaiser, 23 West Montville Avenue.
Okay, please go ahead.
Can somebody explain to the listening public what a cap bank is?
Hey, Mrs. Zach?
Yes, Council President. This ordinance authorizes the City of Linden to increase our within cap appropriation, which are appropriations from sheet 12 of the budget document to sheet 19 of the budget document. That includes various departments such as salary and wages for police, fire, and general government. What the state allows you to do is to pass this ordinance in order to go up to 3.5% if you have this ordinance in place. So that allows us an additional $880,000 in the event next year that we need to have an increase within those appropriations. So again, it's basically allowing us to have like a bank in the event in 2021, we would need to draw from that bank. It would be increased by $880,000. And that's what this ordinance prepares us to do.
Thank you, Mrs.
Thank you.
We do it every year. Thank you.
I'd like to say that I'm very impressed that Mrs. Zach always has answers to questions when people ask. It would be prudent of some of you to follow her lead. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Nice job, Alexis.
Public that wishes
Thank
to
you.
speak?
It's Ed Kaminski, Maple Avenue. How is the cap bank or those appropriate or the money that goes in there? How's that funded?
The funds come through, again, the general revenue and the taxation through the budget. So these are appropriations that are, again, in the within cap appropriation. This is something that was established in the 70s when there was an inside cap. Before we had our 2% cap appropriation levy for taxation, we had an inside cap appropriation. So this allows the government to increase where we need to, and especially in instances such as, like I said, police and fire, when we have increases in those salary, we are able to account for them within the cap appropriation. So again, it's not additional monies, it's just allowing us to, what the state tells us to do. And again, you could go onto the state website and it can show you under the City of Linden what our cap bank calculation is and how it allows us to go up to the 3.5%. I hope that answers it. It's hard to describe over the phone. I'd be glad to, once this ends, meet with you and go over everything in person.
Yeah, I guess I'm just trying to get my head around. Is this an actual?
This is Daniel Antonelli, the city attorney. If I could just chime in, it's not funded, so there was no monies going into the cap bank. It just allows the city, in the event appropriations are higher than we anticipate, it allows us to go over the 2%. So it doesn't get funded with any money per se. It just allows us to increase the appropriation if the need arises in 2021.
Said it better than me, Dan. Thank you.
Okay.
Hopefully that was specific enough of an answer.
Thank you, Danny.
Anyone else from the public wish to speak on this ordinance? Okay, hearing none, could we have a motion, please? A roll
Yes,
call.
thank you, Council President. I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 6421, adopted, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Busby,
Yes.
Yes.
Bowman, Strano,
Yes.
Lane,
Yes.
Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Ordinance 6422.
An ordinance adopting the redevelopment plan entitled Redevelopment Plan, Block 587, 3.01, 2, and 3.03, the former Linden Chlorine Product Site, pursuant to the local redevelopment and housing law, NJSA 38:12A-1 at sequence.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anyone else who wishes to be heard on this ordinance?
Council President, this is the mayor. I'd like to just make a quick comment. Just basically, this is the former LCP property, which is approximately 26 acres. It is our only Superfund site in the city, and it's contaminated heavily with mercury. After meeting several times with members of the Environmental Protection Agency, if the city doesn't do anything with this property, the Environmental Protection Agency plans on turning the property into a park, which will of course bring zero ratables to the city. I'd also like to add that our tax collector has advised us that there's a municipal tax lien on the property that exceeds $20 million. Our intentions after this redevelopment plan adoption is to put out an RFP so the property can be developed and bring in ratables, which the city hasn't for years. We did this pretty much the same thing.
I'm going to ask the members of the public to please mute their phones. Go ahead, Mayor. I apologize.
It's okay. Again, this is something very similar to what we did with the United Lacquer property, which currently is the process of being developed. So we've had, so far to date, we've had a number of developers interested in the Superfund site. Although that's kind of like surprising to some, the location geographically, property is in a good location, given the recent trends in the industrial market in this particular area. So we think it's a good thing moving forward with it, and we hope and pray that it will be developed and one day generate revenues for the city. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you. Is there any member of the public that'd like to speak on this ordinance?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
This is John Cheres, 23 West Montauk Avenue.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, my heart just stopped when I heard the mayor describe this as something kind of like the United Lacquer property. So 402 units are going up there. So we're looking into something similar. I mean, literally. I mean, I hear redevelopment, and I know where we're going with this when it comes to Linden lately. Are you looking at something hundreds of units? This is crazy.
John, if you read the redevelopment plan, you'll see that area of town doesn't allow residential.
One more time?
I said if you read the redevelopment plan, you'll see that this particular area of town doesn't allow residential. It's a heavy industrial area.
Okay.
This is Daniel Antonelli. And Mr. Daniel, if I could just add, so the redevelopment plan sets forth, John, the principal permitted uses, and I'm just going to read off a few of them. Packaging, data center, small and large scale energy storage plants, solar energy collection facilities, manufacturing, and as the mayor pointed out, not residential though.
Okay, thank you for that. Sorry, I'm not up on every single redevelopment plan. I can't keep track of them all. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Okay.
I just want to remind everybody, we haven't received a single dollar on that property for 20 years, over 20 years. And just like United Lacquer, we were able to make something happen, and we're going to make something happen here.
Any other members of the public wish to speak on this?
Yeah, this is Ron Martins,
Okay, could you please state your address for the record?
328 Minor Terrace.
Okay, go ahead, please.
I just wanted to ask exactly where is it, this property that we're talking about?
Mayor Armstead?
Yes, it's down in Trimley Point on the other side of the turnpike. In an industrial area down in close to the old American Cyanamid and DuPont.
You mentioned something about the EPA wants to put a park there. That sounds a little kind of enticing, no?
I don't think you'd want to park down there. I mean, who's going to go to it? And with all those all industrial.
Does it have waterfront access? Does it have waterfront access?
No.
Oh,
Council
okay.
President, Council President. This is
Councilman
Strano. Yes. Hey, Ron, this is Ralph. All right.
Hey, Ralph.
The buildings from this facility, it's such a contaminated site. The buildings are still standing. It's just to the north and east of where the buildings for general handling and film were. Does that give you an idea where it is?
Okay, I got you. Yeah, I was just curious where exactly where it was.
Right in the shadow of that big water tower that used to be there.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah, I guess that's kind of desolate out there.
Yep.
Okay,
Sure is.
does any other members of the public have any questions on this ordinance? Seeing none,
Kaminski, 201 Maple. Just a
can you
comment
repeat your name and
regarding the
address,
timing.
please?
Obviously, Ed Kaminski, Maple Avenue. I just want to make sure, I don't want to put the cart before the horse. I know that we're submitting or asking for RFQs right now, but unlike the Lacker property, which we may not see a penny for approaching a decade from now, that's if things don't keep progressing, that when we write out the plan for this development, that we make sure that it's done and it starts generating revenue, consistent revenue and promised revenue at the earliest time possible. And we actually immortalize that in terms of dates and time ranges.
Ed, just real quick, Ed, I'd like to comment. We received $1 million for that property already up front.
Great start.
Beg your pardon?
Great start.
I'm talking about the United Lacker property, which was sitting there for over 30 years with no money. We received $1 million for it.
Yes, no, exactly. But the payments, so we were not going to get until there is a certificate of occupancy issued, and until who knows when that's going to be. They have, I think, 2 years or so, and then phase 2 starts. So we may not see full promised revenues or anything close to it for close to a decade when you do the math. But nonetheless, it was cleaned up. We got $1 million. That's a good start. But again, we're in the second inning of a 9-inning game.
Well, I personally feel it's an excellent start. We were getting nothing for it. Now we have $1 million in our pocket.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Is there anyone else who wishes to speak on this ordinance? Okay, hearing none, could we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 64-22, adopt it and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby?
Abstain.
Bowman?
Yes.
I'm sorry, Councilman, I didn't hear what you said.
Yes, Mr. Clerk.
Strano?
Yes.
Blaine?
Councilman Blaine?
Went to sleep.
Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Again, I just want to remind our council members, please hold any comments you have for discussion when we go to, before we take a vote. Just remind you of our rules. I'm going to move on to ordinance 64-23. Mr. Clerk, could you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance to amend an ordinance entitled, an ordinance establishing a schedule of titles, salary ranges, and regulations for maintaining the classification and salary standardization plan of all employees of the City of Linden, passed August 16, 1995, and approved August 16, 1995, adopting salary schedule 4-00-3.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
Ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who wishes to be heard on this ordinance?
Yes, I do.
Okay, state your name again, please.
Jane Valley, Raritan Road. Would
Okay.
like to know who's getting raises and who's getting hired.
Mrs. Zach, would you be able to?
Council President, I believe this ordinance was prepared by personnel. They may be better suited to answer it.
Zach. Mr. Ross?
Council President, I don't have the ordinances in front of me. I don't get those usually.
I can attempt to answer, Council President, if Mr. Ross doesn't have it. This ordinance is in regards to two salaries on the salary schedule. It's in regards to a title called Department Facilitator with a min and max of $84,563. And the second title is Maintenance Worker 3, Ground Tier 2, a minimum of $25.50, a maximum of $30.50. Mr. Ross, does that assist you?
Yes, thank you. Yes, those are two new titles that the city does not maintain in its salary ordinance. As you can see from our salary ordinance, every position, whether it's an internal title or a civil service title, is required to have a salary figure or a wage buyer. These are two new titles, and therefore this council adopted the positions in the previous council meeting, and now they have to address it in the.
If you're speaking live on a feed. Go ahead, Mr. Ross.
Okay. Yes, I'm getting a lot of feedback also. I feel like what happens is these are two new titles that the council has already approved, and now they're being placed on the salary ordinance.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
Can't
Ross.
hear any of this, but okay.
We apologize. It's this is all new technology to us as well, so I apologize, ma'am. We're doing the best that we can with this situation. Okay. Does anyone else from the public wish to speak on this ordinance? Does anybody else?
You all realize that you can't afford to hire anybody else, right?
Does anybody else from the public wish to speak on this ordinance?
Yeah, Anthony Mislin.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Mislin.
I'm just trying to figure out how, since all city employees have been working without a contract for the last 16 months, how can we possibly justify give any raises, hire any new employees, start any new constituent services when essential services like police and fire haven't had a contract in over a year? How can we justify these? We've had raises, we've had promotions, and made up new job titles in the past year and a half, but yet no city employee currently has a contract because the city of Linden doesn't have any money.
Mr. Ross?
Well, contract negotiations are privileged. However, we are continuing to negotiate with all our bargaining units. We're a little slow now with COVID, but we are attempting to finalize the majority of the contract.
So there's money. Where's the money coming from for these new positions and title changes and raises if we don't currently have it now, especially with the current climate of the COVID virus and how everything is essentially shut down? How are we justifying giving anyone raises when those who probably should be out there, those with essential services, should be getting raises that they haven't been getting in over a year?
Well, again, we are collectively bargaining as we speak. We're in the process of collective bargaining. In terms of new hires, the two positions that were mentioned are not new hires. They are new positions to the city. We are not hiring anybody new. Those positions are being filled by people that are already here in the city.
Thank you, Mr. Roth. Okay. Does anybody else from the public wish to speak on this ordinance? Hearing none, can we have a motion, please?
Council President, this is Councilman Shadow. Make a motion to close the hearing on ordinance number 6423. Ordinance to be adopted, and I request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Crosby?
I tried for a discussion, but I'm voting no for this. I guess she didn't hear me.
I didn't. I apologize.
It's all right. I just want to, my the discussion I was going to ask if they would list the two people in the two new positions or titles, just for clarification, but I don't know if we can.
Mr. Roth?
Is that, oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, all right.
can hear you.
Councilwoman, this is a salary ordinance. We don't list names in the salary ordinance. This is strictly the approval of the salary range for a particular title. In this case, it's two particular titles. The adoption of the salary was already, I'm sorry, Councilwoman, the adoption of the person into the position, or the appointment of the person into the position with the salary was already adopted last month.
So is it, you can't just say who the people were? That's what I'm saying. The people are confused.
That's not what this is about, Councilwoman. This is, my understanding is just strictly about the ordinance, not the appointment.
So Councilman Rashana is supposed to vote on somebody she doesn't.
Time. Again, I'm going to ask the public. This is for the council. We're in the middle of a roll call. Okay, Mr. Clerk, please proceed.
Coleman? Coleman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes.
Payne? Mr. Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Ordinance 6424. Whoever is using a blender, please stop. It is very rude.
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, traffic.
President,
An ordinance adopting and enacting revised.
Foley, I got several
Muted.
Okay, please go.
Unmuted.
Mr. Bodett.
Ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, traffic, of an ordinance entitled, an ordinance adopting and enacting the revised general ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Section 1, Chapter 7, traffic. Section 7-14, parking prohibited during certain hours on certain sheets shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. 7-14, parking prohibited during certain hours on certain streets. Name of Blanky Street, South Side, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone who wishes to be heard on this ordinance from the public? Hearing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 64-24, adopt it, and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Busby,
No.
Roman,
Yes.
Grano,
Yes.
Blaine, Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes.
Okay. Ordinance 6425 had been previously removed from the hearing. Ordinance 6426. Mr. Clerk, could you please read the ordinance?
An ordinance to amend and supplement Chapter 7, Traffic of an ordinance entitled, An Ordinance Adopting and Enacting the Revised General Ordinances of the City of Linden, 1999, passed November 23rd, 1999, and approved November 24th, 1999, and as amended and supplemented. Be it ordained by the Council of the City of Linden, Section 1, that Chapter 7, Traffic shall be, and the same is hereby amended as follows. 7-33 handicap parking regulations, 7-33.1A handicap parking on the street, add near 615 Academy of Tennis Terrace for 53 MacArthur Court, 1 space. Delete 227 East Street, 1 space, 829 Hutcher space.
Has the ordinance been properly published and posted?
Yes, ma'am.
Has any written communication been received?
No, ma'am.
Is there anyone from the public who would like to speak on this ordinance? Hearing none, can we have a motion, please?
Yes, Council President, I'd like to make a motion to close the hearing on 64-26, adopt and ask for a second, please.
Second.
Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Busby,
Yes.
Roman, Grano,
Yes.
Blaine, Medina,
Yes.
Mickey, I'm sorry, Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. That is it for our ordinances on hearing. Okay, we're going to move over to a consent agenda items. All items listed with asterisks are considered to be routine by the City Council and will be enacted with one motion. There will be no separate discussion on these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. We have items number 1 through 3. Does any council member wish to remove an item? Okay, hearing that, can we have a motion, please?
Mohammed. I make a motion that we adopt the consent agenda items 1 to 3 and ask for a second.
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 Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Busby,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Grano,
Yes.
Blaine, Medina,
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes. Okay. Any reports and comments from members of the governing body? Okay, I'm going to start with Councilwoman Ormond. As certified council members, are there, please, 5 minutes? Please go ahead,
Okay,
Councilwoman.
thank you. Thank you, Council President. I'd like to start off with the Budget Review and Finance Report for the month of April. Approval is requested for the following finance actions. Payment of bills totaling $1,207,220.04. Bills have been signed by the Mayor, Council President, and Finance Chairwoman, and a detailed check register and vouchers are on file in the City Clerk's office. Made by the City Treasurer for the month of March at the rate of 2.75%. I move this budget report and ask for a second, please.
Can we have a second, please?
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby?
No.
Bowman?
Yes.
Spano?
Yes.
Blaine? Medina?
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Please go ahead, Councilwoman Ormond. Your report.
Okay, I have my basic report, and then after I finish my report, I'm going to go ahead and read the traffic report. Okay, first of all, I'd like to express my condolences to the families who lost loved ones during this horrible COVID-19 tragedy, and also to wish those a speedy recovery who were affected by this virus. Just wanted to also mention that there are daily updates on the city website, and I encourage you to let that be your source of information, as it is usually posted there first, after the mayor and the governor have their daily calls. So you'll get that information much faster, like I said, on the website, as opposed to any other social outlet or any other type of media format. And if you do have questions regarding the update, I can be reached at 908-370-6482. My phone number or my phone is typically on 24 hours a day, and that's really the easiest way to reach me. I'd also like to give a special thank you to our first responders, including our fire department, our police department, and our EMS for all their hard work that they've done during the last few months pertaining to COVID-19. I also would like to express my concern for our community and ask that during this time, please look out for one another. While we are in this phase of staying at home, please remember that we do have seniors and we have people that are sick in our community. If you see a sanitation can or a recycle can out for several days, that may be an indication that something is wrong. And like I said, while we're encouraging for us to stay socially distant from one another, maybe we could exchange phone numbers and just, like I said, check on one another to make sure that we're all okay. Wilson Park has been a source of concern in the first ward. The basketball courts are closed as an order from, the governor. He wants more all contact sports to cease and desist. But we had to close the tennis courts as well, just for the safety of our community. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to myself or to the mayor. We'll be more than glad to answer your questions. If you were out walking in Wilson Park, we just still encourage you to please follow social distancing guidelines. If you don't follow those guidelines, you can be subject to our authorities stopping you, asking you to leave the park. But as for now, the park is open, and we just want everyone to just adhere to, like I said, all the social guidelines. We are in a very, very tumultuous time during these last few months, and we just ask that everybody be patient, be understanding. We will try to get to you as soon as possible with your questions, and just remember, we're all in this together, and we will get through this. Now, last, I would like to just touch base on the traffic report. Hang on for a second, let me just pull it up real quick. I submit the monthly financial report from the Division of Transportation and Parking for the month of March. This report includes the collections of on and off-street parking, meters, railroad parking lots, railroad parking permits, and merchant parking permits. The Trenton side collections were $1,984. New York side collections, $1,233. Railroad credit card transaction, $22,722.06. Railroad permits, $546. Online railroad permits, $23,178. Parking meter collections, $9,121.45, and merchant permits, $214, for a grand total of $58,998.51. Madam President, that concludes my brief report. Thank you. Hello?
Michelle. Charlie, take Michelle off of mute.
Michelle, you're mute.
Okay, got you back on. Thank you, Councilwoman. That's a good point you brought up about the garbage cans, checking on the neighbors. We'll all be mindful of them. I appreciate you mentioning that. Okay, Councilman Javik?
Yes, Council President. As chairman of the Fire Committee, the Fire Prevention Bureau collected the following monies. $9,793.95 was our total. And also in regards to the Linden Fire Department, the ambulance billing, the amount of $88,574.67 was for March 2020 and has been added to the total deposit for 2020, totaling $165,757.53. Good evening, everyone. So first, our Linden Fire Department Junior Fire Academy, beginning Monday, July 13th, is now full, and there is a waiting list available to anyone still interested. If there is any changes to this, given the current situation, the recruits will be notified by the fire department. Second ward upgrades are continuing. High-pressure gas lines and main water lines. The gas company is holding off for now on putting their meters outside because of entering our residents' houses. All other work should be completed by mid-May, and then the streets are going to be repaired. Also, please take note, our trash and recycle centers are open, and information about this can be found on our city website. And in addition, please monitor our City of Linden website for all our our ongoing developments and updates of information.
Is that the end of your report, Councilman?
No, it isn't. I just got interrupted. Sorry. I had noticed I failed to mention two additional committees I was on. And the first is the appointment by council to the planning board. And second, I am a volunteer to the Linden Economic Development Corp also. That was in the prior months. Those weren't added to the thing, so I'm putting them on right now. I would like to thank you all for the support given to our city in so many ways. I'd like to thank the mayor for his direction and leadership in these unprecedented times, along with the support staff of the city, also our police, fire, and special services. Thank you. Connect with me on Facebook at 2nd Ward Councilman Barry E. Javik. I can also be reached at 908-494-4608 or email me at bjavik@linden-newjersey.org. And remember, wear your mask, practice social distancing, and be safe, be healthy, and be responsible. This way, we'll all be helped. Council President, end of report.
Thank you, Councilman Javik. Councilwoman Caldwell.
Thank you, Council President. Hello, good evening to the Linden residents. I want to say that everyone is in my prayers. I want you to know that we will get through this. The COVID-19 is very serious. It has affected me personally. I hope everyone is practicing social distance, washing their hands, and just, staying at home if possible. I want to thank the first responders. I will talk about the code and construction. Code and construction is basically working on a skeleton crew due to the COVID-19. IT, I want to say thank you to Charlie Crane for the go-to meeting, everyone. Please know that this is the first time in history that Linden, New Jersey municipality has ever been online trying to move through this meeting. And it wasn't an easy task. So I want to thank Charlie Crane for his help in researching everything. We're going to look at different options because this is the first time and we want to optimize on this. And I just want everyone to know that we're going to get through this. And it's Linden strong, and all my residents in the 3rd Ward, even if you're not in the 3rd Ward, you know you can reach out to me at 908-463-3384. You could text me, call me or text me, and I will get back to you. Stay safe, and God bless.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank
Councilman
you.
Mohammed.
Good evening. Thank you, Council President. I first would like to thank the mayor for his stellar leadership and also for distributing food to residents of the city of Linden, particularly residents here of the 4th Ward. And I certainly want to thank the police chief and the fire chief and all the first responders for a phenomenal job that they are doing. And God bless them all. Let us keep them in our prayers, and let us also keep in prayer all those citizens who are suffering from this ravishing disease. As the chairperson of the Law Committee and a member of the Municipal Investigation Committee, I have the painful responsibility of asking the city attorney to prepare a resolution directing the mayor to file criminal trespassing charges against Councilman Roman. Authorities have done anything, and our investigation committee has stalled because Councilman Roman has refused to comply with the subpoena we issued to him. I'm asking that this resolution be added to the agenda.
Is that in the form of a motion, Mr. Mohammed?
I am requesting someone to make a motion. Ask for a second. Yes. Yes, sir. Councilman Strano.
I will second your motion.
Thank you.
Second this.
So for clarification, a motion was made to add the resolution, direct the mayor to file criminal charges against Councilman Roman. It's a motion to add the resolution to the agenda. Assuming that passes, then there will be a second vote on the actual resolution at a later time in the meeting.
Council President, discussion.
He has no authority to do that. No authority.
Whoever votes yes is out of control on this. Vote no.
Mr. Bodak, if you can mute the public, please.
No authority.
Why can't we just get along?
No authority to do that.
Antonelli,
Members of the public are not to be speaking now.
Bullshit.
Documents.
Bullshit.
We will have it read during the resolution. Am I correct on that?
That damn guy is so fucking crazy.
Oh, your mouth is
Ma'am,
disgusting.
you're out of order, ma'am.
Charity boxing match.
Muted.
Point of order, Council President.
Can I make a discussion?
Mr. Roman?
So,
in the middle of
great.
Councilman Mohammed's report.
On the first time we have ever had a virtual meeting, you're attempting to pass from...
Councilman Roman, you will have your opportunity
Point
during
of order. I call the point of order.
Mr. Antonelli, we're in the middle of reports from the council members. Councilman Mohammed.
Resolution. There was a motion and a second. There should be discussion.
What are you guys trying to do? This is an official meeting, and you guys are attempting to pass a resolution so you could put inside the ability to say, oh, I want to press criminal charges.
Councilman Roman, I'm going to call.
You guys have this puppet doing an injustice to the residents of the 4th Ward. This guy doesn't even represent them.
Councilman Roman, please no derogatory remarks
And
against
you
any members of the council.
Pull this off. You have turned the governing body, Michelle, into a joke. You are a very intelligent, brilliant woman. You're letting them do this.
You're
Councilman
letting the mockery of the city of Linden. For what? Did anyone of you say this was a bad idea? Political vengeance during the middle of a COVID pandemic?
Mr. Antonelli, I'm going to recognize you at this point.
This is embarrassing.
Mr. Bodak, could you please
I
unmute
care
Mr.
about
Antonelli's
instead
mic?
of
Unmuted.
our residents. This is what you guys care about.
Council President, may I
Expect the public
may I
to
speak?
respect you.
I believe I was recognized.
Here's your shot, Colin. You shot one across my bow. Come on in to the sixth floor. Let's go.
Councilman Roman, you are not recognized at this time. Mr. Antonelli
Sorry?
has the floor. Please
Council
show
President,
some-
Council President, there's a few points I want to make, and I'm going to actually talk about the motion to add by Councilman Mohammed. But before I get to that, I want to make sure everyone, including members of council, understand that we have council rules that govern our meeting. And I'm instructing the council president, if a member of council is out of order and does not stop talking when the council president tells you to stop talking, that council member should be muted and not recognized. And
Hey,
if,
Mr. Bodak,
I'm not suggesting.
First Amendment rights,
that-
motherfuckers.
Hold on. I have the floor. I'm not suggesting that because it makes me happy, but we need some rules to be followed here, okay? That's number one. Number two, I have the council rules up on my computer here, okay? Any member of council, section 7 of your rules, not my rules, your rules, says that a member of council may move to remove, table, or to continue the resolution. Of course, my computer just went out. Have a resolution be added. That's why it should be a motion to add the resolution, and then the only topic of conversation is whether or not to add it. At a later date, a later time, the resolution regarding the specific subject, after a second, then there could be a discussion on the resolution. And I think all members of the public should be muted at this point in time and only recognized at the end when we will open back up for public comment.
Mr. Bodak, can we mute the public, please?
Because we're disgusted at this.
Council members and
Fucking scumbags.
Muted.
thank you, Mr. Antonelli. Unfortunately, these are difficult situations and this is being taken advantage of by not only the public, but some members of our council. So there is a motion and a second. I'm going to ask for a roll call.
I asked for discussion, though.
Okay, you can have discussion now.
So.
Councilwoman, you have 2 minutes.
Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to discuss the fact that we didn't talk about this last night in caucus. There was no mention of this last night. There was no report from the investigation. I did it, election time and all like that. However, I just think, and I know that, I think I made a request several months ago to bring something up from the floor, and it was rejected. And so, unseen, and they present to us a resolution and expect us to vote on it 2 minutes after it's been introduced, because there are the Super 6 still on this meeting. I just feel like it's not right. It's really unethical, and what's the big deal on having it discussed in caucus, like I thought we were supposed to, and then have a straw poll, or it goes on the agenda and we're supposed to vote for them. This is horrible. I just feel like if it goes on the agenda, I think that we should have an opportunity to digest it, and it should go on for next week, if anything. And if we get the Super 6 to support this, I personally would request to be excused, because guess what? You don't need me. My opinion does not matter. and there's no sense in me wasting my energy or my time.
Thank you, Councilwoman. I would like to, as you are aware, you missed numerous meetings over this past year. So, you know, you might go back through your notes from the caucus meeting and review them. Mr. Antonelli?
Unmuted.
Questioning the right of Councilman Muhammad during his recess to put this resolution on. Can you repeat what you said prior, please?
Council President? Is the
Councilman
discussion still
Muhammad,
open?
it's not your time to speak. I will. Mr. Antonelli?
Okay, what was the question?
Councilwoman was questioning.
I know the rules. I know the rules, Mr. President. Thank you so much. I do know the rules. What I said was I did not think it was right that we do this right now, considering we didn't discuss it last time. I definitely know the rules. And when you say I missed several meetings, I can count on one hand how many meetings I missed. Okay? And today, how many did I miss? How many committee meetings did some of the Super 6 miss? Don't come from me with jabs. If it goes on the agenda, I'm telling you.
Other members of the council wish to speak?
Council President, I'd like to speak.
2 minutes, Councilman.
Oh, now I got a time limit?
Yes, we do.
Rule. Okay. So there's a resolution on the table that you just made up right now while we're in a virtual meeting because of a pandemic to recommend on criminal charges for whatever you guys are saying. With no resolution, you didn't inform the public of what we're about to vote on, and you're trying to do this while we're all sitting in each other's kitchens on a half-ass meeting. Okay, this is what I promise you, because obviously this is campaign related. I have to get reelected in July, and this is your way to get a little blip out. Seen it before for you guys. However, I'm going to start letting out the public what I know, what I really know. And it goes a lot further than just one little blip on Insider that you guys are going to get. So I'm letting you know that this is your shot. I got 2 minutes. I'm going to use every minute. This is your shot across my back. I am now fully engaged. I've been taking it easy so that we can concentrate on what we need to for this city, which is taking care of our residents, what they elected us to do. And you are wasting their time and resources in a virtual meeting doing this. This is contrived. You guys plan this, and it's a joke. Respectful. Not really respectful. However, you're doing this for campaign purposes, so come on into this board. We're a close-knit community. We take care of each other. We don't pull shit like this. Thank you, Council President.
Councilman, please watch your language. You're out of order.
You're always out of order.
Mr. Boda, can we please mute the public? Does any other members of the council wish to speak on this?
Council President, if I may. Good evening, everyone.
Mayor, you have 2 minutes, I remind you, okay?
Okay, I mean, anybody say this is unethical. What was unethical was to trespass and enter DPW unauthorized, to climb a fence to get into a facility. And that was campaign related because he jumped the fence, enter DPW unauthorized, rearranged signs, took pictures in an effort to disparage another campaign. So you just can't go entering into, you can't break the law whether you're a councilman or whether you're anybody. You can't break the law. The bottom line is, you know, the statute of limitations is up next month. Okay, this thing has been prolonged long enough, and if nothing is done, then by next month, then you walk away scot-free, having violated what I think is the law. Okay, now If it was a member of the public, anybody else, they'd be prosecuted. Now, just because we're council people, elected officials, does not give us the right to enter any facility unauthorized. If you wanted to have a facility, you could have called someone, they could have used the key and let you in legally. You don't jump the fence when the place is closed. And that's what you did. It's on film, and we have to own up to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Period.
Mr. Bodak? Mr. Bodak? I would just like to ask that you, for the record, you record the threats made by Councilman Roman.
Correct.
Thanks. Is there anybody else from the council that wishes to be recognized? Hearing none, can we have a vote, please? A roll call?
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Davik?
Yes.
He's trying to expose all the bullshit.
Caldwell?
He's going to let out all the shit that he knows about these people.
Mr. Bodak, can you please mute the public?
We're trying to figure out who, because people are in and out, and it's getting very difficult because of the number of callers.
I understand.
So, Councilwoman Caldwell.
Yeah.
On the motion to hit the resolution. Mr. Mohammed.
Yes.
Ms. Crosby.
No.
Mr. Roman. Mr. Roman?
Why would he vote on this?
Who failed the city of Linden? All of you.
Mr. Strano? Mr. Strano?
Now, Mr. Bodak, I think some of them are muted.
You're out of order.
Hold on.
You're out of order. Mr. Bodak, I'm voting yes.
Mr. Strano?
Out of order.
Can you please repeat your vote, Mr. Strano?
Out of order. Yes.
Ralph, you move your plane yet?
Councilman Roman, you're out of order.
You're out of order.
Mr. Blaine? Mr. Medina?
Councilman Blaine?
Yes. Mr. Medina? Yep. Mr. Blaine is yes?
Yes.
Mr. Medina? Mr. Medina, I didn't hear you. Mrs. Yamakaitis?
Yes. Okay, Councilman Muhammad, would you please proceed with the rest of your report? Councilman Muhammad?
Sorry, I was on mute. Yes, and I apologize to the public for all the disturbance. And we have to respect democracy. And only when I put this. Yes, I mean I don't interrupt. I'm not interested in interrupting or turning on any argument with anybody. I'm just doing my duty as a councilman. And Tom can call me a puppet, call me whatever you wish. I'm above personal insults. But this is a necessity. And this concludes my report, Council President. Thank you for your patience. Thank the council and thank the public for their patience and their indulgence.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilman Muhammad. Councilwoman Cosby?
Yes, I'm here.
So fucking.
Get my report a second. All right, so you start the timer yet?
Yes, I'm starting it now.
All right. So good evening. I'm going to read my report and I'm going to give it to the clerk for memorializing in the official minute. My heart aches for our neighbors who have been ill and or loved ones, and I pray for our city, our county, and our state. I'd like to thank the City of Linden essential staff who report to work as they are assigned, most especially the nurses. Also the employees of the local supermarket, gas stations, dollar and convenience stores, restaurants. May you all continue to be blessed and well. In November, I suggested that I would possibly host my community meetings in a virtual format. It looks highly likely that in light of the times we are finding ourselves in, that the next scheduled meeting planned for June 17th, I will post the virtual meeting information on the city's official media website and send out emails and Facebook. The planned topic is financial wellness. I have no report from the Rent Leveling Board, the Airport Noise Commission, or Environmental Commission, as there have been no meetings held. The city is still operating. If you have issues that need to be addressed, please allow for time, a reasonable amount of time for certain matters as they are working with few staff and also contractors. I could not close without restating my concerns about the newly created Department of Constituent Services. Many months ago, I warned that the positions were made up and were likely political patronage positions. We have no real duties and responsibilities presented to the governing body, and how were these candidates selected? I would argue again that the County of Union has an office that provides a wide range of constituent services, and we would be better to seek a shared service agreement. This is my opinion. It is the most fiscally responsible way to go, and also they have been doing this for years and have resources. I can only imagine that the people in these positions will be making referrals to the county or other agencies and make political contact. Finally, with regard to promotions, the unions need to be up in arms with some of these promotions being made without proper training and short tenure in positions. I should talk about this in my book, Plantation Politics. I want to say how sad it was that we just added a resolution from the floor, sight unseen, not discussed yesterday, and it was all political. Finally, a reminder to the residents that the primary election has been postponed until July the 7th. I encourage residents who can to vote early. If you need assistance, I'm here to assist. Call me at 908-718-7933 or email rcosby@linden-nj.org. Stay well, everyone, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Okay, Councilman Roman?
Good evening, Sixth Ward and the rest of Linden and everyone listening. I hope you're safe, well, and healthy. In light of the council's nice little act they just hit on me, I'm going to do something that no one would expect me to do right now. I'm going to remain calm and talk about what we need to do as leaders for you guys, and not half an hour for a full. So, Mayor, I appreciate you coming to the 6th Ward with your Easter Bunny. Even though every other city in the whole county had their fire departments do it, I think it was very important that you took it upon yourself to do it yourself. Between when I asked you to help me with my sign the other day and you said no, I was just carrying a sign. I asked you to help me with it. No.
You're going to do something nobody told you to do. You fucking handsome fool.
Is it my turn? You coming with your Easter Bunny was a thank. I want to thank you. But honestly, it's probably about the first time I've ever seen you in the 6th Ward just about since I've lived here for 6 or 7 years. So, thank you, sir. I want to talk about Delaware Nursing Home. Delaware Nursing Home, there's a lot of jabbering going back and forth. The state is in charge of Delaware Nursing Home. State Board of Health. There's a lot of misinformation out there. I will tell you that the people that work in Bel Air Nursing Home are working hard. They're saving lives, and they're taking care of people. And we shouldn't be spreading misinformation about them. We should be asking me or someone else how we can help. We should be doing that all over the city, how we can help people right now. Washington Ave, I don't know, it's like the ward, first or third ward. You're having some sewer issues, and for the next week, they're going to be redoing your sewer. 180 feet of sewer over there. They started today. If you have any issues, contact your councilors. I'm sure they know about it. I wanted to say that in a council meeting. Jeff Tandle has basically come out and said that we have about 50-some trees ready to plant, but from the state, this is the executive order, so that's something I'm working on with him. I really want to shout out Ashley Woolrab. She's doing Linden strong. She has a bunch of lawn signs and T-shirts that she's selling. Proceeds are going to go to the hospitals and to help with COVID. Go to my links on my, go to her Facebook, and buy one of those lawn signs, $15, put it in your lawn and support the cause. I want to thank Vinette from St. George's Pharmacy for donating over 150 N95s to the fire department and our EMTs, and another 150 to Raleigh Hospital. I want to thank Ray Dankovich for donating $1,000 worth of supplies to Raleigh Hospital. I was at Link's. I was helping out Link's Food Pantry today. They're open. They're going to be open next month, the third Monday and third Tuesday of every month. If you need food, message me, Facebook me. I will do what I can to get you food. I know that people are going to be hurting over the next couple of weeks. What else? I had a neighbor, Robert. My neighbor Robert passed away. He was a past Elks president. He was a Moose president, and he was a member of our American Legion. He was a good man. He died at 75 years old. I just wanted to give my condolences to his family, his wife. Other than that, I just want to tell you that the repaving the 6th Ward is being worked on. It's been pushed back a month or two, but we will get to it. Those streets have been ripped up by the gas mains and the gas company, but trust me, we are going to replace them, and they're going to spend our engineering is going to go out there this week and show them what they need to repave and what they need to pay for. And anything that doesn't fix, I'm going to come in with the saving money I'm allotted every year, and I'm going to get that done. I just want to say God bless everyone, all the city employees, especially our EMTs who are looking this virus in the face every day. All our nurses and doctors and everyone else in the hospitals, Raleigh Hospital, Trinitas, all our main hospitals. And
Councilman, your time is up.
That's what you're supposed to do. Thank you, Council President.
Thank you, Councilman Roman. Councilman Strano? Councilman Strano? Councilman Strano? I'll come back to Councilman Strano.
Hello?
Yes, Councilman Strano.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Thank you for unmuting me. Okay, I have I'm sitting here at my table screaming at my phone and nobody's answering me. So I have the personnel report.
I'm going to stop the clock. If somebody's being rude again. Again, I'm going to ask the members of the public to mute their phones.
Well, you know they're doing it on purpose.
I know. And
a very, very mature audience that we have out there.
people, And I know who they're. Councilman, I'm going to restart. Please start your personnel report.
Okay. April council personnel report for the month of April 2020. 4 items. Number 1, Office of the Mayor. A is the appointment of Marlene Berghammer to the Office of Constituent Services effective May 1st, 2020 at the rate of $15 per hour, not to exceed 25 hours per week and subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. B is the appointment of Dianara Rosada to the Office of Constituent Services effective May 1st, 2020 at the rate of $15 per hour, not to exceed 25 hours per week and subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. C is the appointment of Lovina Joseph to the Office of Constituent Services effective May 1st, 2020 at the rate of $15 per hour, not to exceed 25 hours per week and subject to the successful completion of the city's pre-employment requirements. Item number 2 is in the Department of Community Services. This is in the Division of Public Works. A is the appointment of Shane Gillette to equipment operator at the salary rate of $24.50 effective May 1st, 2020. B is the appointment of Thomas George to the internal designation of automated truck driver of the salary rate of $23.50 an hour effective May 1st, 2020. C is the appointment of Joseph Capilet Jr. senior tree trimmer at the salary rate of $22 an hour, retroactive to March 18th of 2020. D is the appointment of Alfonso Smith, the tree trimmer, at the salary rate of $17 per hour effective May 1st of 2020. E is the appointment of Tyrone Hinton to the equipment operator at the salary rate of $23 an hour effective May 1st of 2020. F is the appointment of William Telesco to the internal designation of automated truck driver at the salary rate of $23.50 an hour effective May 1st, 2020. G is the amendment of April 16, 2019 appointment of Philip Ransom as a labor motor broom operator at the salary rate of $25.88 an hour effective April 1st, 2020 with no retroactivity. This is the posting for the position of truck driver. 3, in the Department of Recreation, the approval of seasonal list on file in the clerk's office. 4 is in the Division of Personnel, the FMLA/NJFLA leave requests that are on file with the division. That's the personnel report. I make a motion to accept that and request a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond. Mrs. Ormond.
Yes, I'm sorry, yes.
Davik.
Yes.
Caldwell.
Yes.
Still make my vote.
Mr. Mohammed.
Yes.
Crosby.
Nope.
Roman.
Abstain.
Brano.
Yes.
Blaine.
Yes.
Medina.
Yes.
Mrs. Yamakaitis.
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Thank you, Council President. I have a few items I'd like to mention if I have enough time, please.
Yes, Joe. Go ahead.
Hey, I like my colleagues, want to extend my
Hold on a minute. Councilman Roman, could you please mute your phone? Thank you. Go ahead, Councilman.
Like I said, I want to echo the same comments that my colleagues have made regarding all of the individuals involved that are first responders with this coronavirus pandemic that we're dealing with. All of us have family members that are frontline workers. I mean, I have got 2 nieces that work in the medical field, and they're our heroes. They're front lines. They're doing God's work, and God bless them and make sure that they're all healthy. Police and fire, same deal, and all of those individuals that have to continue to go to work on a daily basis that don't have the luxury of being able to stay home and without losing their jobs, and pay their bills. and I also want to comment on Mayor Armstead's tireless efforts. I mean, he should have went out as the Energizer Bunny, not the Easter Bunny, because who could keep up with that guy? He's amazing. In the department, I have a little report about the Department of Community Services regarding the pickups for the bulk trash. I know we've probably been around with this, but I just want to let people know that it was suspended due to the coronavirus and the shortage of manpower, and it was just the timing on this, was something that we couldn't get the notification out to the public any sooner than we did. We tried to get the meeting in advance, but the committee had to agree on it. We had to get the mayor's blessing to go ahead for what the plan was because of the logistics and trying to pick up the trash collection. It was just impossible to fulfill it, and that was the thing that had to go by the wayside. I just want residents to know that the facility at 700 Lower Road, which is the DPW yard, is open to the public from Monday to Friday from 8 to 2, and it's also open on Saturdays from 8 to 2. Just be aware that it's not the recycling center. It is for those bulk waste items that don't go to the recycling center. And unfortunately, some people have to be turned away when they bring recycling there, and especially if they have leaves, which are go into the truck at the recycling center, and they don't go to the yard. We just want to thank everybody for the cooperation. And if you have a neighbor who's got some trash out and it's been out there, please inform them if they haven't heard that it's not going to be picked up anytime soon. If they could please bring that material back into the yards or sheds or somewhere in their backyard till such time as we get back to some sense of normalcy where we have a staff that's capable of coming out, and we'll let people know when that's going to be in the future. And again, I just want to wish everybody good health. Stay healthy, please. We all want to meet again. Whether we're fighting or not, we still want to see each other. And thank you. That's the end of my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, Councilman Blaine?
Yes. First, I just want to reiterate what my counterparts have said. You can't say it enough. I want to thank all the first responders. My deepest condolences go out to 42,000 people that lost their lives in the country, along with the people that have lost their lives in our city. COVID has affected us all. I want to give the utmost thanks to the mayor for all his volunteer work with the food banks and delivering food. I myself, I work every day, but I still want to come out and join you in your efforts with the food bank and delivering food to the seniors, because that is the utmost importance to all of us. Congressman Payne came on earlier this evening, and he talked about the $250 billion addition that Congress has just passed for small businesses. I understand that a lot of small businesses have applied for the SBA loans, and don't be discouraged. I know that a lot of companies have received a lot of money, and sometimes, well, in a lot of cases, the small guy has been ignored, but there is additional money that has been put in the program. So if you did not file for that SBA Paycheck Protection loan program, please apply. There's money that's been set aside. God bless us all, and I look forward to seeing everyone in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Blaine. Councilman Medina.
Yes, thank you, Council President. And I apologize for earlier. I guess I got booted off for some odd reason, but it's okay. We're learning here. Just real brief. Just want to echo my colleagues on council. Again, thanking the first responders, frontline and essential workers for all they're doing during this pandemic. Just want to wish everyone in the Ninth Ward and the city of Linden, I want to just tell them to be safe and be cautious, and please follow all the rules. Just take extra precautionary steps safe. Just want to report receiving a lot of calls again with the car break-ins and checking the car doors if they're unlocked. You know, criminals don't stop because there's a crisis out there. These people love crisis and they take advantage of situations. So again, I encourage people to please double check their doors, lock them. See anything suspicious, give the police department a call. Call them on their non-emergency line, 908-474-8500. I know the police have stepped up patrol. They have apprehended 2 individuals. So our police department are doing an amazing job. Chief Hart and his team are just amazing, and I thank them, and I can't thank them enough for what they do in the Sunnyside community. Also, as Councilman Strano mentioned, bulk trash is suspended. Tomorrow would have been the 9th Ward, and I believe the following week is the 10th Ward. So again, if folks are, if you see your neighbor out there putting stuff out there, I will be personally driving around as well. Have them pull it back in. We are dealing with, if someone has an emergency, whatever the case may be, we will work with that resident. But for now, we're running on a skeleton crew, and we're asking folks to just be patient. And hopefully once we get back to normal capacity, we can reschedule that bulk trash in the Sunnyside community. Councilwoman Hickey could not join us tonight, but she's always available on her cell phone if you guys need her. And I'm also available on my cell phone if anyone needs anything. My cell phone is 908-986-6100. I could be text as well, or you can email me at amedina@linden-nj.org. And I'll give everyone Councilwoman Hickey cell phone number, which is 908-347-4548, in case anyone in the 10th Ward has any concerns or any issues. Again, I'm here to answer any questions. And again, wishing everyone just a safe travels, and just be very careful where you are and about, and be cautious, and please look after your neighbors as well. That concludes my report, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Councilman Roman? Okay, our rules for council prohibit any kind of placards or signs, so I'm going to ask you to please take that down. You're supposed to be participating in this meeting. You have 2 things going on at once, so I'm going to ask you to please pay attention to this meeting and stay focused on this meeting. I'm also going to ask the council members to please recall all the rules that you adopted as a council as a whole regarding these meetings. This is a difficult situation doing this virtual meeting. So, please, let's show some respect. If we want the public to show respect, we have to do it as well. So, Councilman Roman, I'm going to ask you to please remove the political placard from your background. Thank you. I'd like to give a report from the Housing Authority. They also had a virtual meeting last month. They gave a resolution to Mayor Armstead thanking him for helping out with the senior citizens. Ann Ferguson and her staff do a wonderful job making sure that the seniors are well. It's difficult times, asking them to isolate into their apartments. They come down for their little walks. Ann and her staff watch out for them. But as you know, they're encouraging the seniors to stay home. They're a very vulnerable population during this COVID. So again, Ann and the Housing Authority issued a resolution thanking Mayor Armstead and all the companies looking out for the seniors. I want to wish everybody well during this time. It's hit many families. Many of my family and friends have been affected by this. So, I've got a lot of outpouring of messages from people. We appreciate that. It's a very uncertain time. So, again, I just want to thank the department in the city of Linden for all the first responders, our DPW, the city hall employees. They're coming to work, trying to keep the city running. So we appreciate all of your hard work and effort. Okay, Mayor Armstead, I know you have a very lengthy report tonight, and, you know, with everything going on in the city, you gave up your whole Easter weekend, you and your wife, as well as the Galloping Hill Jeep Cruisers, the police department, fire department, some of the members of those having the Easter Bunny go around town. As you know, I was not able to join you, but I appreciate all your efforts in doing so. I'm going to give you your report right now to do. And as you know, I'm asking the council members, this is an unusual situation we're in. I believe the mayor, I'm going to give him his 5 minutes, but I believe he's going to have to ask for additional time with this. So Mayor Armstead, if you please.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I do beg your indulgence as the report is very lengthy due to the coronavirus situation that we're in town. I'd first like to report on the numbers. We have a total of 891 people who have tested positive for COVID-19, which is about 2.09% of the Linden population based on the 2018 U.S. Census data. And that's as of April 30. As of April 21st, we have 56 new cases. We have 2 new deaths for a total of 36. And the ages range from 48 to 93 years old. My condolences and prayers to the families and their friends. The county and state's COVID-19 numbers are up on the Linden website. The bad news is that some people just aren't listening. One of the main reasons why we were forced to close our playgrounds, our basketball, and our tennis courts following Governor Murphy's stay-at-home order, it's crucial to flatten the curve, as they say, and stop the spread of the virus. I got some very disturbing news that some restaurants haven't been paying attention to the governor's orders. And the message to those who are not following the rules and not adhering to the policy, you'll be penalized, you'll be fined by not abiding by the state law. And now is not the time to put people's lives at risk. So I ask everybody to operate, and I urge them to use caution and adhere to the social distancing that we've all been talking about for so long. Next, I'm going to talk about school closings. The New Jersey Governor Phil Murphy announced that schools will remain closed for at least another month. Public schools will remain closed through May 15th. More information will be provided as it becomes available. I'm going to talk about our sick and shut-in seniors and our food distribution. Our city's only food pantry, Lynx, has been closed to the COVID-19 virus. In fact, they temporarily reopened yesterday and today as their last dates of operations and will remain closed until further notice. This action has prompted my Office of Constituent Services to attempt to pick up the slack and start our own Linden food delivery program. The Linden food delivery program for our sick and shut-in seniors and disabled during this pandemic has been a great success. I'm thankful to God that our donors and our volunteers came out and they helped. Please continue to check on your elderly neighbors. Our seniors are the most vulnerable to the coronavirus. If you know a sick, a shut-in, or disabled senior, please call my office and give me their information so we can reach out and make sure they're all safe. We've successfully teamed up with Amazon, United Way of Union County, and Blue Apron to deliver more than 5,200 pounds of nutritious food to our Linden senior citizens who are sick and shut in during this emergency. With the elevated risk to the older residents, our seniors have an elevated risk posed by this health crisis. We know that keeping them strong and fit requires nutrition, so I'm doing my best to keep our seniors and disabled supplied with regular meals. The food has been delivered to the housing facilities in the city that serve the elderly and disabled. And we've also visited many seniors' homes citywide. The Linden food delivery program for our sick and shut-in seniors and those in need during this pandemic has had a tremendous success. I want to give a special thanks to Amazon, United Way of Union County, and Blue Apron for their generous donations. Our volunteers, J.O. Concalves, Alex Laspinosa, Councilman Barry Javik, Jerry Bishop, Harry Martinez, Keyshawn Glover. This effort could not have been completed without you all. We've also formulated a strategy and have begun calling on larger corporations, we call them our corporate citizens of our city, to help us with this endeavor of feeding the less fortunate in our community. If you'd like to donate to our emergency relief fund to help feed our seniors and sick and shut in, please give our Office of Constituent Services a call at 908-474-8493. Moving on, communications with the mayor's office. I know that we live in difficult times, and I want to make sure that all the Linden residents know that even during this health crisis, my office is always available and ready to hear and address any concerns you have. Please never hesitate to reach out to a member of my staff or to me personally to make sure that you are immediately looked into. We have an email at Linden, darmstead@linden-nj.gov, and our number here is 908-474-8493. Okay, I'm going to talk about our 2020 Linden Easter celebration. I was asked by several to repeat my role as the Easter Bunny for next year. And I'll tell you all, although I had a great time, I'm still trying to recoup physically. This old body sometimes feels the pain, and I was out there for about 20 hours riding the bunny suit. But I'll think about it. I'll give it plenty of thought. And I think that if it means bringing joy to our children, I may give it another shot next year. On another note, my staff and I need your help to create a citywide video and picture gallery. If you're able to spot the Easter Bunny on Saturday or Sunday, email us a short 1-minute video or pictures. We would love to capture the joy brought by the Easter Bunny for both the children and the adults. You can email it to mayorarmstead@gmail.com. Attention Easter Bunny 2020. Moving on, we know that this epidemic has basically created a job loss for a lot of people. So if you've experienced a job loss due to the COVID-19, please visit cic-nj.org/CIC events, because our CIC program is still operational and we're still trying to help people who are having employment problems. I'd like to report on the alternate parking. The alternate parking side of street parking rules have been suspended until further notice. Any parking related questions should be referred to the Traffic Bureau at 908-474-8505 or via email at traffic@lpdnj.org. DPW. I know some of you have reported on this earlier, but this change was due to staffing changes and shortage of manpower caused by this virus. Bulk trash collection is immediately and indefinitely suspended citywide. Bulk trash is marked as a T on your 2020 DPW schedule. Residents may drop bulk trash off at DPW complex located at 700 Lower Road, Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Residents will follow the sign directing them to the attendant at the rear of the yard. Proof of residency is required. Call 908-474-8666, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. for more details. I know there's been a lot of talk with regards to nursing homes. Our health department have looked into the various complaints about the Delaware nursing home. Unfortunately, nursing homes fall under the jurisdiction of the state. The good news is the state is investigating all nursing homes to ensure that they're following CDC guidelines and Governor Murphy's executive order. Here's the website for more information. It's www.state.nj.usa/health/healthcare facilities. And if you need that information again, you can always call my office. We have it here, and the Board of Health has it on file as well. In the past week, we've noticed as we've gone to various locations in town, we've noticed that there's been an excess of gloves and mask litter. I ask all in our town to be considerate of your neighbors. First of all, it's illegal to dump your dirty gloves and your mask on city streets, parking lots, etc. I encourage residents to contact the police or email my office if you catch anyone. Please videotape them and send pictures. Meanwhile, we'll be able to look at anyone caught littering, and they'll pay a fine, the maximum allowed under the law, and we will see to it that they're prosecuted. I ask, please use garbage containers provided by the city and various agencies to properly discard your gloves and your mask. More news. Beginning Monday, April 20th, Uptown Linden will begin their farmers market in front of Linden City Hall. The market will offer pre-order drive-up pickup service on prepackaged bags of seasonable vegetables and fruit to order. You can go to, I'm sorry, hold on, bear with me. You can call our Special Improvement District to ask for more information. This virus has also caused a number of small businesses a tremendous amount of problems. Okay, so now there's a coronavirus aid relief and economic security. It's called Cheres Act, which is allocating $350 billion to help small business keep workers employed amid the pandemic and economic downturn. Known as the Paycheck Protection Program, the initiative provides 100% federally guaranteed loans to small businesses who qualify to maintain their payroll during the emergency. It's important to know that these loans may be forgiven if borrowers maintain their payrolls during the crisis or restore their payrolls afterwards. The administration will soon release more details, including a list of lenders offering loans under the program. The administration will soon release more details. The administration will soon release more details, including a list of lenders offering loans under the program. And please visit the Small Business Administration's website for more information. It's www.sba.gov. Price gouging. I've received some reports that there's been some price gouging. I can understand your frustration, and I've looked into your claims. As the mayor, I want you all to know I have no jurisdiction over price gouging. Price gouging falls under the jurisdiction of the state. Here's what you can do. Anyone who believes they've seen a case of price gouging can contact the Division of Consumer Affairs at 973-504-6240. A special voicemail box has been set up to address these COVID-19 related price gouging complaints and is being checked regularly. Even outside of normal business hours, consumers should leave the following information: his or her name, contact information, nature of the complaint, name and location of the business, price of the good or service being sold, price prior to declared state of emergency if known. Consumers are also encouraged to file complaints by visiting the division's website. Again, that's www.njconsumeraffairs.gov. You can also call our Union County Department of Consumer Affairs, and that number is 908-654-9840. Governor Murphy has also issued an executive order moving the primary election, which has caused other important dates to move as well. May 13th is the deadline for change of party affiliation, declaration forms for party election to be filed with County Commissioner of Registration. May 30th, commencement of mailing regular mail-in ballots for primary election. June 16th, voter registration deadline for primary election. June 30th, deadline to apply for a mail-in ballot by mail for primary election. July 7th is the actual election day and deadline for a person handing in a mail-in ballot. July 9th is the deadline for receipt of timely mail postmarked mail-in ballots to county boards of election. To apply to vote by mail, you can either fill out a prepaid voter registration application and check box 1 for vote by mail and box 14 stating I wish to receive a mail-in ballot for future elections. Until you request otherwise in writing by the county clerk's office. Fill out an application for vote by mail. Find your county form here at www.linden-nj.gov. More information with regards to New Jersey Transit. New Jersey Transit passengers, 50% occupancy and face coverings for Governor Murphy's executive order 125 to slow the speed rail. You know, I'm going to skip that because that's a little convoluted and confusing, so I'm not even going to report on that. I'm going to go right to online reporting, online police reporting. Residents are able to report certain incidents by completing an online form. The forms will be reviewed during normal business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and once accepted, it will be assigned to a case number. You may be contacted if additional information is required. Emergencies and reports of crimes in progress should still be reported by dialing 911, but online reporting gives residents the convenience to make reports from the comfort of their home and reduce the need for officers to unnecessarily enter a residence. And this is a directive from our police chief, Dave Hart. The department will accept online reports for non-emergency incidents that occur within the city if they do not involve injury and do not require an immediate police response for the following offenses. Theft up to $75,000, criminal mischief, loss or damaged property, other non-emergency incidents. Victims will also be able to provide supplemental information on existing cases, such as when a lost item was found or an additional item is missing. Forms are available at linden-nj.org/department/police. We're getting there, guys. I neglected to report on SIDS. I've been in discussion in the last, SIDS is our special improvement district. I've been in discussion with Mike Bono, who's the executive director of SIDS. We both agree that we can and should do everything humanly possible to provide assistance to those small businesses that have been adversely affected by the coronavirus. We're announcing the creation of a business emergency relief fund. The funding for this relief shall come as a direct result of the scheduled events that have been canceled. This relief will come in the form of a small micro loan and are intended to provide a small measure of relief for businesses located in the special improvement district. More information will be provided in the upcoming days. In an additional effort to assist our struggling food establishments, we produce signs that say, "Open Linden Eats," pick up, take out, or deliveries. And you'll find them located in many of our stores on Wood Avenue. I have an NJ tax information update. Many residents have been asking and calling the office, will we get a break on our property taxes during the coronavirus? Currently, temporary measures have been taken. Homeowners avoid foreclosure and renters avoid eviction, along with a 3-month forbearance on paying federal income tax. This has left many Jerseyans wondering whether or not we'll see any relief on their property taxes. Mike Cheres, Assistant Director of New Jersey League of Municipalities, said the organization has had discussions with Governor Murphy's administration about what kind of accommodations can be made for property owners who have suffered financially during the corona outbreak, but no decisions have been made. The only thing that is allowed is that municipalities can temporarily lower interest rates. They can tack on, they can temporarily lower interest rates. They tack on property tax payments, effectively giving homeowners more time to come up with the May 1st payment. no late charges will be charged from May 1st to May 31st. Some cities have done this in the past when they've encountered short-term economic problems. But I think it's unlikely that New Jersey would authorize a statewide deferral of taxes. Residents should be mindful that the taxes that you pay support your school districts, your police and your fire, your emergency management, your first responders, and your sanitation. In addition, for those of you who don't know, since City Hall has been closed, you can pay your taxes by dropping off the payments at the police desk, or you can go online, or you can pay your taxes by mailing it in. I'm pretty much done with the coronavirus situation here, so I'm going to report about our website. The City of Linden has a new website. Even with the coronavirus, the wheels of progress must continue. We've been working double time to make sure that the residents of our great city of Linden always have access to the most up-to-date information and are able to search, view, and digest information quickly and easily. We are proud that we are not letting the current health crisis get in the way of doing our job. Now more than ever, we cannot let fear get in the way of innovation. Making sure that our community stays connected is incredibly important, and we know that the city's new website will be a contributing factor to that. If you were to go on to www.linden-nj.gov, you will now be visiting our new website. Last but certainly not least, it was Thomas Payne who stated that these are the times that try men's souls. He said, the summer soldier, the sunshine patriot, will in this time of crisis shrink from the service of their country. But he that stands it now deserves the love and thanks of all. Well, we have some soldiers, and they're standing it now. There are first responders, there are police, there are fire, there are emergency management, there are nurses, there are doctors, there are hospital workers, there are people who handle our food, there are DPW workers. They put themselves at risk every day. And there are those who lost their lives. These are the people who deserve our love and our thanks, and most of all, our encouragement. With that said, everyone, that concludes my report. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Mayor Arnstein. Again, I thank council for allowing the mayor to take extra time under these circumstances. Mr. Anthony asked to be acknowledged.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you, Michelle.
Mr. Antonelli, he has to be acknowledged at this time.
Yes.
Dan, are you there? Okay, we'll come back to him. We're going to move on to our resolutions, number 2020-146 through 2020-162. If a member of the public asks to speak on a resolution, there is now no public comment allowed, but they may speak on it during the public comment period at the end of the meeting. Okay.
Make sure you mute all of them, please.
You ready for the motion?
Motion on resolutions 2020-146 through 2020-162, Councilman Cosby.
Council President, I make the motion that we first, before we make the adoption of the resolutions, that we move the following resolutions from consideration. Resolution 2020-51 and Resolution 2020-161.
Can you make a motion on that, and we'll ask for a second to remove those two?
I just made the motion.
Okay, do we have a second, please?
A second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Busby,
Yes.
Roman,
Yes.
Strano. Mr. Strano. Blaine,
Yes. Yes.
Medina,
Yeah.
Mrs. Yamakitis.
Yes. Okay, can we have a motion on the rest of the resolutions, Councilwoman Cosby? I apologize, I could not hear you before.
Mrs. Yamakitis,
Yes,
the resolution that Mr. Mohammed added
read it at
is not on the agenda and needs to be read in full before it could be voted on.
Okay,
So
I do not have it.
who has it? I just wanted to ask. I asked already. Can we get that sent to us?
Resolution. They're trying to find a resolution right now.
Mr. Antonelli? I don't know if he's still on the line there. We got cut off. Okay, Councilman Mohammed, would you please read that resolution? And then I'm going to ask Mr. Antonelli to also please send it to the council members.
Thank you, Council President. Resolution directing the mayor to file trespass charges contrary to NJSA 2C colon 18-3 against Councilman John Roman. Whereas the City Council of the City of Linden previously utilizes statutory power pursuant to NJS 40:48-25 to form a municipal council investigatory committee named MCIC. Whereas pursuant to statute, the MCIC has the power to investigate any activity of the municipality, which includes subpoena power to assist in its investigation. Whereas the MCIC has conducted its investigation and interviewed witnesses who have relevant information as it concerns Councilman John Roman, improper and illegal access to the city's Department of Public Works when it was closed. Whereas on October the 17th, 2019, as a subpoena was served on Councilman John Roman, commanded him to appear before the MCIC on November 1st, 2019, and to bring with him relevant documents. Whereas Councilman John Roman, through counsel, questioned the legality of the subpoena, despite subpoena power being given to the MCIC by statute, and refused to appear to give testimony and provide documents. And whereas Councilman John Roman action and refused to cooperate with MCIC in its investigation concerning his improper and illegal access to the City Department of Public Works is an attempt to obstruct and delay the MCIC investigation. Whereas the City Council, based upon Councilman John Roman's refusal to comply with a proper and lawful served subpoena, forthwith authorized and direct Mayor Derek Armstead to file a criminal complaint of John Roman for trespass NJSA 2C colon 18-3. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Council of the City of Linden, County of Union, State of New Jersey, as follows.
Unlock the meeting.
And that's going to be Resolution 2021-63, Council President.
The City Council hereby authorize and direct Mayor Derek Armstead to file a criminal complaint against John Roman for trespassing contrary to NJS 2C 18-3 and any other relevant criminal violations for accessing the City Department of Public Works yard at a time it was closed when he did not have permission to be there. Approved as a form by Dan Antonelli, City Attorney.
Okay, I just received Mr. Antonelli is muted. He's having difficulty.
Could you hear me now?
Now we can hear you, Mr. Antonelli.
Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Antonelli, we had called on you earlier to speak.
Yes. So I just wanted to comment briefly on two issues. Number one, the $600,000 that was discussed earlier in the evening with regard to the diversion of the minor diversion of the park property for the Board of Ed, that $600,000 is not coming from the city's coffers. It is in fact being paid by the Board of Ed. So I was right, but I did get confirmation about that. The other issue I just wanted to address quickly as well. If you recall, back in October 2019, who else is talking?
Mr. Antonelli, I apologize. Can everybody please
So back in October 2019 at the council meeting, at that time, Councilwoman Cosby attempted to make an oral motion to form an investigatory committee. At that time, I was asked for a point of order and ruled on it. And I followed up with a memo in writing to the mayor and members of council explaining that I preferred that such motion be in writing. That's what I preferred. But at no time did I advise members of council that such a motion could not be made. But the preferred method to do that, if it's not in writing, is to first proceed to make a motion to add the resolution to the agenda, which happened this evening. And now, obviously, there's a motion before the body with regard to the actual resolution. So it's actually a two-step process with regard to the resolution. So it's a perfectly valid resolution. It's perfectly legal the way in which it was done. And I actually opined on that back in October of 2019 after the council meeting. And that memo was sent to everybody. And I'm willing to send that again as a refresher so everybody's aware of it.
Thank you, Mr. Antonelli. Okay, Councilwoman, can you make a motion on the rest of these resolutions?
It would be 46, Madam Chairman, through 163, with the exception of 151 and 161.
Thank you, Mr. Bodak.
So I'm going to make the motion that we adopt the resolution 2020-151 through 2020-163, except those that have been removed, and ask for a second.
This is Crosby, Joe Bodak. It's 146 through 163.
Oh, yeah, I'm looking at the wrong paper. 146, I'm sorry. Looking at the ones that were removed. So 163. Can I ask a stupid question now? Before I make this motion?
First.
Hello?
Yes, could you make the motion and then we'll have discussion?
If I make a motion to 163, can I get a second?
Just did it.
Wait. We have.
Council President, we're in the
Hello?
Yes?
Ms. Councilwoman Cosby is asking if she can make a motion at this time to remove 2020-163. We would have to vote on the agenda, and everybody could vote it up or down.
Well, that's contrary to what we just did, because before I introduced the resolution.
Could you
So,
please?
hold on. Could I speak?
Yes.
Please.
Could I speak? All right. So, any member of council can make a motion to table or to remove a resolution that would take precedent over the actual, motion to vote on that resolution. So, if the councilwoman wants to now make a motion to remove resolution 163 and a second is made, and yes, that would have to be voted on first. If that resolution fails, then you proceed to the resolution to adopt.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Antonelli, for that clarification. Okay, Councilwoman, go ahead.
I made the motion. I think Councilman Roman seconded it.
Okay, Mr. Bodak, you have it for the record?
Yep, this is to remove 163 from consideration.
Okay.
Mrs. Ormond,
No.
Davik,
No.
Caldwell,
No.
Mohammed,
No.
Crosby,
Yes.
Bowman,
Yes.
Spano,
No.
Blaine,
No.
Medina,
Yes.
We win every time, boss.
Mrs. Yemakaitis.
No.
No.
Motion is defeated.
Okay, can
So,
we have a- again,
I'm gonna make a motion. Sorry.
Yes, please. go
Can I
ahead.
Okay. Make a motion that we adopt resolution 146, 2020-146 to 2020-163. Having not seen 163 and only heard about it tonight, we're gonna vote. Ask for a second.
Second.
Ormond, or actually,
Discussion?
I'm sorry. Did I jump the gun or is there discussion?
I requested discussion.
After a second is made, then it could be open up to discussion on any of the resolutions.
Any council members wish to discuss?
Can we say it, please?
Discussion, please.
You know how to do that? You do it again?
Councilwoman Cosby?
Yes. So I wanted to just thank the city attorney because I know that I'm not crazy when I say that I made the same request to do something off the floor, resolution, and he okayed that he would prefer that it be done in writing. The Super Six jumped all over that, shot me down, made me feel, as if I was the wrongest person in the world. And here we are, less than 7 months later, and the same thing is happening. The difference is I was not going after an individual council person who is supposed to be going through a due process, right? I was going after our poor process, something that we investigate how we hire and promote. And my examples were given before and at the meeting, and they are obvious today. If anybody wants to check what I'm saying, you got a woman who ran against me for city council and lost. You got somebody else who participated heavily in campaigning and who complained to me several times. They won't hire me in Linden. They don't call me back. I fill out applications. Guess what? They're getting hired. Are they qualified? Why are we doing this? Again, thank you, Mr. Antonelli, for proving my point that this city council will enforce the rules and interpret the same rules as they see fit to benefit themselves. Disgusting. That's my comment.
Okay, any other council members wish to make comment or discuss? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Davik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Crosby,
I'm voting no for 149, 152, and 163, and I am abstaining on 160, and I'm voting yes to the others.
Bowman,
I'm going to vote no on 153. 148. And
I'm sorry, sir.
163 and 148 are no votes. The rest are yes.
Thank you. Mr. Strano,
Yes.
Blaine,
Yes.
Medina,
No on 163, yes to the remainder.
Titus.
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to ordinances on first reading. Okay, Deputy Clerk, will you please read ordinance number 6427? I'd like to remind the public that we do not have comments. Be able to comment in the public portion of the meeting.
I'm going to read it.
Deputy Clerk, can you please, Mr. Bodak, can you read?
Bond ordinance authorizing capital improvements for the engineering department, appropriating $408,100 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $387,695 bonds or notes to finance part of the cost thereof.
Okay, can we have a motion to introduce the ordinance?
Council President, this is 7th Ward Councilman Ralph Strano. I'd like to move the introduction of ordinance number 6427 and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond?
Yes.
Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed?
Yes.
Crosby?
Yes.
Roman?
Yes.
Strano?
Yes, sir.
Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
Hickey? I apologize. Mrs. Yemakaitis?
Yes. Okay, we're going to move on to comments from members of the public in attendance on city business only.
You gotta open it.
No personal, political, or derogatory comments, not to exceed 3 minutes. We ask at this time that due to the current health crisis, that questions and statements be limited to items on the agenda only. We thank you in advance for your cooperation. Anybody like to speak?
And this concerns one of the resolutions.
Your name and address, please, for the record.
Sure. My name is Sahaki, and I live at
Understand this. Sorry.
Everybody else mute their phones while this woman speaks.
Thank you. My comment.
Could you please repeat that?
Okay, my comment concerns the
Your
city
name,
of Linden's lack of adherence to the governor's directive 107 concerning public hearings. And this is related to your resolution 2020-149, the Green Acres program, which the council is supporting. On March the 26th, Linden's Board of Education held a public meeting on the Green Acres project at the Technical High School. By City Clerk John Bodak by certified letter of February the 2nd to adjacent property owners. Also, officers of the Linden Police Force were stationed at the entrance to this meeting. The decision by the City of Linden and the Linden Board of Education not to reschedule this March 26th meeting was in conflict with the governor's directive. Why was this meeting not postponed? Holding it put the lives of the public attending the meeting in jeopardy. It was reckless and dangerous, yet meeting tonight of the council, you have much concern being expressed about the coronavirus crisis. Why was this public meeting permitted to be held? The city was certainly aware of the meeting and this project, as evidenced by the resolution presented tonight. The public was not truly represented on this matter, and I do not agree with the council's support of this application. I'd like to have an explanation of why that public meeting was not postponed to a better date. The city was aware of it. It was announced by the city clerk, and the Linden officers of the police force were present at the door. Would someone please answer?
Oh, no, they don't have to do that. They don't have to respond.
Council. Mr. Antonelli?
Yeah, actually, at that time, our meeting was held in compliance with any executive order that was issued. We obviously made sure we had the appropriate number of people within the meeting chambers. Distance requirements were respected. So,
she's referring to the Board of Education meeting, which.
Oh, so I apologize. I thought you were talking about our meeting. I cannot comment on the Board of Education meeting, why they proceeded or not. That would have to be a question directed to them.
But the meeting was announced by John Bodak. And I also, when I was trying to find out if the meeting would be heard, I called the city clerk's office and I also called the mayor's office.
Are you talking about the Board of Ed meeting or the council meeting?
Yes, I am. And it was held, and the public meeting held, and who authorized the police to be at that meeting? So the city was certainly aware of it. So your explanation that it's Board of Education business really does not hold up.
Well, I'm confused. Are you talking about the Linden Council meeting last month or the Board of Ed meeting?
Board of Education, Mr.
The
Antonelli.
meeting of March the 26th of the Board of Education on this Green Acres project. It was announced by the city clerk on February the 2nd. And the came out with his proclamation on March the 20th. He came out with it on March the 21st. So it should have been postponed. No.
The Board of Ed meeting? So, ma'am, just so I understand you correctly before I answer, are you talking about the Board of Ed meeting should have been postponed?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm
Well,
talking
then
about.
that's up to them to decide. The city has no control over whether or not they proceed with their meeting.
Dan, that's not true.
The city has
Not
to follow
true.
the governor's directives.
Mr. Bodak?
Yes.
Were you trying to speak, Mr. Bodak?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay.
When they rush things through like that, you try to.
A lot of background noise. People need to mute their phones.
Ma'am, I can tell you, as far as the Linden police being there, they were following, sure that the social distancing was in place. That was in place at that time. That's where the city's involvement was with that meeting. With anything going on, we had them at our council meeting to assure that. Also, the fire department.
I understand that. I understand
As far
that.
as your question, you'll have to get that answered from the Board of Education.
Does not the city of Linden have anything to say about public meetings, regardless of who is?
They are separate. Okay,
Ma'am.
Yes,
It was
Mr.
a private
Antonelli?
meeting, wouldn't have held it. But this was a public meeting by the Board of Education. Are they permitted to put people's lives in danger?
Well, you'll have to go to them and ask them that question. We have no jurisdiction, ma'am. We have no jurisdiction, nor do we have any ability to stop them from proceeding with the meeting or not. At that time, given the restrictions in place, if they chose to proceed with their meeting, that was upon them. And I'm sure the board attorney who represents the Board of Ed, signed off on that. I cannot speak to that, but the questions you're asking are directed at the wrong body. It's the Board of Ed you should direct those questions to.
Mr. Antonelli, however,
your time is up. Thank you for your comment.
The resolution, the city of Linden by 2020-149, it states that they are supporting this application, and the application is.
Your time is up. Your 3 minutes was up. Is there anybody else on the public that wishes to comment?
Me, Council President.
Can I have your name, please?
Can you hear me?
Who is this, please?
It's Hans Herberg, ma'am.
And can we have your address for the record, please?
Sure, no problem. Hans Herberg, 1501 Westover Road. You guys can hear me loud and clear, right?
Yes, Hans.
Okay. I just want to thank you guys. Well, I understand we're going crazy, but I mean, I'm a little concerned about this kind of behavior that was going on tonight about political stuff. So I really hope, I don't care what columns A, B, C, everyone's at, but I really hope everyone put aside their differences and, work with people. I mean, this is during a pandemic, COVID-19, and, we got to take care of each other, help each other out first. And, it's very hard for me to hear during this meeting tonight, though. So I do hope, maybe there's a next solution for the because I assume there's like a video.
Could everybody please mute their phones except for Hans? Go ahead, Hans. You were breaking.
Oh, my apologies. Oh no, my apologies. Yeah, I had difficulty hearing tonight for the meeting. But I do recommend. There's an application called Zoom where anybody can see who's who talking on there, but it's actually more controlled on there. So I don't know if the city can look into it. I don't know if next month you guys doing another virtual meeting, but it's very difficult hearing tonight. So I do hope maybe there's another solution because I know Zoom applications has similar virtual conference calls, but it allows video applications. So I don't know if the city can look into it in the future. But after tonight, I'm very upset and concerned because I've seen, I don't know who's who, but I keep hearing around cursing each other, yelling at each other, and it's not very appropriate during the COVID-19 issues going on. We've got to take care of the community first and also nationwide, though. So, I really hope everyone can work together and everything like that. And I do think the police department and the fire department, they are working the front lines as well as the nurses, to keep our community and nation safe. So, I do think the police and fire, they did a couple of happy birthday shout outs in Linden. So I do want to give them recognition, though. They did it at a social distance. So I do appreciate first responders, what they're doing for our community. So, we could support small businesses and first responders and take care of our neighbors and each other. I think that'd be fantastic. But that's all I got to say. And I do recommend maybe they could try another application, probably Zoom or something, because it was very difficult hearing tonight, though, with all the yelling.
Thank you,
But
Mr.
you're
Antonelli.
welcome. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Council President. Hans, I think you bring up a very good point, and I want to thank you first for always being appropriate and professional and proper when you're addressing the governing body. But we unfortunately have a few other people that just don't recognize and respect the council rules. So I will be speaking with the Council President, the Mayor, and others, and I assure you that next month we will make sure that we don't have the public barking at the meeting, saying inappropriate comments, cursing, and the like, because it's just not acceptable, whether it's a virtual meeting or whether we're live in City Hall. So I do agree with your comments. I appreciate them, and we will take that under advisement.
You got to appreciate it. If you look at Zoom application, I think it's
Yes, as Mr. Antonelli said, thank you, Hans. You're always so polite when you come up there. We really appreciate it. And, unfortunately, we were hit with this situation. I'm hoping we'll be back to normal next month, but we will see. We're going to be looking to see how we could, we're working on solutions for this. So we ask everybody to please be patient. Okay. Is there anyone else from the public that wishes to speak?
Yes.
Okay. Can I have your name and address, please?
Ed Kaminski, 201 Maple Ave.
Okay. Mr. Kaminski, please go ahead.
I guess first, I want to look at the and I always find the silver lining in the cloud in these dark times. I do want to give a shout out to not only the frontline folks, but in all businesses, but also folks like I saw at Wilson Park, where it just seems like recently, it's just such filth there. And this man on Easter was cleaning up the entire park by himself. But that leads to another thing, and that's dysfunction in the city and the dysfunction that is the city. I've been disgusted in the past, especially over the last handful of years. I can't say that I've ever been more disgusted in the governing body at all levels, all elected officials, based on what happened today. We are at the peak of the pandemic, and this kind of nonsense is going on. Didn't we learn our lesson doing these stupid committees last year? And now what happened? We spent tens of thousands of dollars on it, got garbage results, and are now being sued for what, $10, $20 million? And this thing, you know what? If a law was broken, let the right authorities do it. Report it to the police, to the state, let them do it. I don't understand. This is just pure vindictiveness, and it's clear and transparent. And I am so angry at. I've had great hope for the new electees to the body, but so disappointed, especially in this time. And then you walk down the streets and you see the absolute filth. My garbage isn't being picked up. My recyclables aren't being picked up like others. And this is what folks are spending their time on. And the big thing, oh, you dress up as a rabbit? That's the big thing. So there's a whole cavalcade of cars for 20 hours, a bunch of city officials, and yet we can't have garbage picked up. And that's lack of planning. And I was going to talk, my initial plan was to talk about that, but I was just so disgusted at exactly what happened here. There's no excuse. We don't have a plan. We didn't act on it. The information that's being shared is spotty, it's old, it's stale, it's bad. This is a lack of leadership. And I am just absolutely disgusted because unfortunately myself, like many, have lost people due to this disease, have people going through it right now. And just to see this, how can you look at yourself in the mirror just by proposing a resolution like this at this time? Disgusting. There's no other word for it. And I try to keep myself cool, and usually I am, but I just can't believe in this carnage that's going on. That's what we're focusing on. While the city's failing, we're falling further behind. And other, I'm glad I heard about some things we're talking about plans. Other cities have already enacted them. They had plans in place, like to work with our small businesses. The fact is, many of these businesses are not coming back. Period.
Thank you, Mr. Kaminski.
The downtown area was declined already, and these kind of actions will just further put Linden behind and behind. I am sorry. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Kaminski. Anybody else from the public like to speak?
Yes.
Okay, can I have your name and address for the record?
Sure. Nicole Marchione, 107 Loretta Street. I first off like to say that my thoughts and prayers are with all of those who have lost someone to the virus, and I wish a speedy recovery to anyone currently with the virus, as well as anyone dealing with the stress, anxiety, and depression from all of this going on. Secondly, I would like to thank Councilwoman Cosby and Councilman Roman for always having our best interests at heart. And I'd like to thank you, too, for always standing up for us citizens, even when you're constantly being berated by your council peers and mayor and even the attorney. With that being said, my next comments are directed at the rest of the council, also known as the Super Six, and the mayor. First, if U.S. public officials aren't going to act like adults, then how can you expect any of us to do so, as we've seen, as we've heard in this meeting? You need to lead by example. But time and time again, Mayor Armstead and the majority of you on council just do what is best for yourself and not your job, which is to be public servants. Adding that resolution today is a complete disgrace to all of Linden. You are all acting like you have never broken a law yourself. I can go down the line and say what you have done because I've seen it firsthand by working in campaigns and at polling stations. For example, putting literature in mailboxes and campaigning at polling sites. So please don't point fingers at others when you've done it yourself. The time is not now. When there's a pandemic, people are dying. And clearly you're not putting our needs before your own. How crazy is it of us to think that during this time that you guys would act as adults? How crazy is it that a 22-year-old has to tell you this? How crazy is it that all you do is motivate me and others to work even harder to take people like all of you, not all of you, the Six and the mayor out of power? You just can continue to show your true colors and show us that you need to be voted out as soon as possible. The people of Linden will sooner or later realize the games you're playing and how you do not care about us whatsoever, but only about yourself. You need to do better, and it shouldn't have to take a 22-year-old like myself to tell you that. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to speak?
Council President, point of order.
Councilman Roman?
Thank you, Council President. The organizer of this meeting has locked in. No one else can call in. I please ask to unlock the meeting so that the public can continue to call in, as is their right.
Was it Mr. Antonelli? Mr. Antonelli?
Yes, what was the question?
Okay, Councilman Roman saying that the meeting is locked and no further people could call in?
Well, I mean, that's, you know.
I'm not sure on this virtual meeting how that.
And the organizer
Well,
of the
have a sign in you.
Council President, who's the organizer?
It's not me, sir.
It says right here, Dr. Owen Joseph Bodak in the city of Linden. And one of them, please unlock the meeting so that people can continue to call in.
Mr. Antonelli, I'm not sure on this with a virtual meeting. Normally we have a sign-in sheet for members of the public.
Right. I mean, so right now, no one else could call in. Only those that were in the meeting from its inception could speak.
That's what I believe is going on here.
Council President, if I may.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Mayor. This is the mayor, Council President.
Yes, Mayor.
You know, I'm sitting here, and with a phone, and I'm seeing it light up. People out there on Facebook saying, call into the meeting. These people weren't in the meeting from the very inception of the meeting. So it's basically just come in and pile on now. So the answer should be no. I mean, we when we have our council meetings, we abide by the rules. People who come in, who will join the meeting in the beginning, they're allowed to sign up and be a part of it at the end. It's not like we could be here till tomorrow if we're going to keep posting, putting stuff on Facebook saying, "Oh, join the meeting, join the meeting." You have 40,000 people join the meeting. We'll be here the next year. So
it's all of our right to join the meeting and speak at the meeting.
Please, there's only one person allowed to talk at a time.
Mayor, that's why I'm asking Mr. Antonelli, but this is an abnormal situation on what, to direct the council.
Council President, don't these meetings max out at a certain amount of phone calls anyway?
I am not sure
No.
on that.
So Council President, I think it ultimately is your decision to the extent that people, you know, called in at the beginning of the meeting or at the start of the meeting and perhaps are on the line now and were able to comment. But to the extent that now what is clear to me based upon the mayor's comments and what I've heard is right now this meeting is being used as an abuse by others to delay the meeting, to frustrate the meeting, to do all things that are not related to the meeting. And it's up to you to make the decision whether or not you want to open the line or not. I think either way, if you continue to keep it closed, you're fine doing that. Or if you want to open it, that's up to you. But I will tell you this, based upon what has happened so far tonight and trying to run a meeting properly, there's clearly some members of council that are using this meeting to manipulate the public, to have them call in and essentially use the meeting as a platform. And I don't think it should be tolerated. But again, the decision's yours.
I agree 100%.
Objection.
Mr. Antonelli. Okay, Mr. Bodak, please, text department. Okay, whoever's on the line now is on the line.
Okay.
Do we have any other members of the public that wish to speak?
Yes.
Yes.
Can I have your name and address, please?
It's Alex Laspinosa, the director of the LEDC.
Yes, Mr. Laspinosa.
I just wanted to say that, believe it or not, today we did take a very big step in terms of the redevelopment aspect of the city. The council would like to thank you for adopting Ordinance 6422. Myself, the mayor, Stacey Karen, our redevelopment council have been working on this LCP property for probably over 2 years now. And again, as the mayor has indicated, this property has a municipal tax lien of over $20 million on it, and it is essentially a black hole for the city. I'm excited to see what the future holds, and I anticipate that we can get the RFP issued hopefully within the next couple months. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lafinosa. Okay, any other members of the public that wish to speak?
Yes.
Can I have your name and address, please, for the record?
Anthony Mislin, 444 Inwood Road.
Okay, please go ahead, Mr. Mislin.
So, at previous council meetings in person, we were always told to have people come out, and these were the meetings where we were able to speak to you as a council, as our representation. Now, before in meetings in person, we went from 5 minutes in public speaking to now 3 minutes. Now you are even trying to restrict the amount of people that can actually do that. Council themselves have said that people cannot make it to the meeting and they want their voices heard. You can't just pick and choose what residents you hear from. And when people are able to get on the phone, so when I've gone online personally, and I've gone on Facebook and put out there the information that was provided to go online and be part of these meetings that they may not be able to get to in person. And now you're saying that you don't want that. You cannot pick and choose what you hear from your residents. That's absolute garbage. Absolutely. And you know what? Not everyone is able to see this or hear this meeting. If it wasn't for John Roman live streaming, half of the people wouldn't even know what was going on. You guys are supposed to be here for us as the residents with our best interest. It doesn't seem like that's actually happening. And I really hope people start to see this. Maybe this will be a broader audience for people who don't get to go there in person.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Mislon. Anybody else from the public wish to speak?
Yes.
Okay, can I have your name and address, please?
This is Ronald Martins, 328 Minor Terrace.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. Martin.
Concerning the Wilson Park resolution, I was one of the select few members of the public in attendance at the March 26th Board of Education presentation at Linden High School. There was almost no one there from the public because A, no one knew about it, and B, that meeting was in violation of the governor's executive order to avoid public gatherings during the corona pandemic. Major League Baseball, the Olympics, the court system, you name it, everything is on hold. Yet the Linden Board of Ed went ahead with a public meeting. So the project that you folks are considering, this project should not be considered, much less approved until after a real public meeting has been held. In terms of the project itself, open space provided by parks is precious. You can't make it, you can't buy it, and when it's gone forever. Open space, trees, and safety need not be mutually exclusive. If this project is really necessary, come up with a plan which does not include the loss of parkland and spares the 4 80-year-old trees.
You're trying to stop actually a building there, Bill.
Finally, I would like to end on a positive note. The City Hall and Promenade clocks finally sprang ahead today. Better late than never. My thanks to whoever took care of that.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Martin. Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay, thank you for your comments, sir. As we mentioned earlier, the Board of Education is the venue to take that to when they have their meeting. I'm not sure what their plans are. If you go to their website, I'm sure they have something posted regarding their upcoming.
No, actually, there's nothing on the Board of Ed website about this. They're keeping this really as quiet as possible. But you guys are voting on it. I don't know how you can vote on it if they haven't even held a proper public hearing.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Martin. Is there anyone else on the line that wishes to speak?
Yes, this is Carlos Rivas, 1415 Hassel Street.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Rivas.
I just want to start saying that I had an opportunity to be on the phone for almost 3 hours and 40 minutes listening to the meeting and listening to many of the comments that the people have made, as well as the city officials have made regarding the process that have been taking place. I like to continue to say that everybody's adapting to a new way of businesses everywhere. And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you, each one of you, for being brave. What I need to be brave is to make sure that the city continues on its business. I know that this pandemic is affecting all of us, and there is a lot of concerns out there with the public, but the business needs to continue, and being brave, having this type of meetings this month, it shows that your commitment with not only the city, but with the constituents, making sure that the business continues to be rolling. I like to adhere to the proposal made by one of our constituents or citizens regarding getting a better system for a possible next virtual meeting. I know that there are softwares out there that could permit that. And again, thank you for everything that you do, because believe it or not, each one of you are helping to keep these new times getting better on all the citizens. I heard many comments that says that getting dressed on a custom is not enough, but the work that people are doing out there, the exposure that people are doing on themselves is something that we need to continue to applaud, and I applaud you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rivas. Okay, any other comments from the public?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name and address.
Daniel Gomes, 601 West Henry Street.
Okay. Please go ahead.
Hi, everybody. Thank you all for staying so long. A little bit about me. I'm here not to see anybody. I'm just sitting in my house listening to this phone call for now 3 hours and 35 minutes. But yet I still love each and every one of you unconditionally. I'm 27 years in Linden. I know what goes on in these streets. And I'm a major in criminal justice. Now, first order of business, I object to not letting others into this meeting at any time they want. There was no rules established, and the facts were subjective in opinions. Secondly, I urge everybody to actually learn what a virus is. I'm not a doctor, and I can guarantee no one on the council is, but that's not their jobs. There is a strain of influenza going around, yes. It's just as common as the common flu. And nothing to really worry on that end. Just take care of yourself. Do what you feel is right. A definition: an executive order is a suggestion at a time of war. Last I checked, I don't believe we're at war with anybody through Congress. And there are no actual executive powers as instructed by the organic Constitution. Definition of a pandemic. Let's see here on Merriam-Webster's. Occurring over a wide geographic area and affecting an exceptionally high proportion of population. I don't believe that this virus is affecting an exceptionally high portion of this population. What I do believe is affecting a high proportion is the NSA listening to this conversation as we speak, chemicals being sprayed in the sky, which every day I look up, I see stuff falling down on me, and people having to be forced to live in an odd and unhappy way, not being able to support themselves and the ones they love. A lot of what I came to this meeting about was in accordance with 2020-151 about 5G. And I do have one last thing before I end this. I'm not sure if it's been 3 minutes, but I would like the Third Ward Councilwoman Caldwell. I would like her number again, just because she seems to be like-minded in this issue. And I appreciate everybody for listening.
908-463. Woman, you have an opportunity when we close the public portion. You can give your information then. Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to speak? Is there anyone else in the public that wishes to speak? Okay, can I have a motion to close the public comment section?
Council President, I offer motion to close the public portion of the meeting and ask for a second.
Second.
Mrs. Ormond,
Yes.
Javik,
Yes.
Caldwell,
Yes.
Mohammed,
Yes.
Crosby,
Yes.
Bowman, Strano,
Okay, we can't do this anymore.
Strano,
Councilman Strano?
Payne,
Yes.
Dina, Mrs. Yamakitis.
Yes. Okay, comments from members of the governing body. I'm going to go down the list. We have 1 minute. Okay, Councilwoman Ormond, would you like to speak?
No, thank you.
Okay, Councilman Javik?
Just want to wish that everybody, keep safe. That's about it.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Caldwell?
And to Mr. Gomes on West Henry Street, my number is 908-463-3384. And I just want to say that this is real, this COVID-19, because my cousin went in the hospital on Monday and he died on Thursday. My husband's aunt went in the hospital on Monday. He died on Wednesday. My good friend, 3 weeks ago, he passed away to COVID-19. My friend that works for a hospital system has PTSD from watching the patients die from COVID-19 because they don't resuscitate you. So this is very serious, and this is very close to me. And you can give me a call when you need it. 908-463-3384.
May I respond?
Thank you, Councilman.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Councilman Javik, Councilman Mohammed.
Yes, Council President, thank you, and thanks to the public, and let us keep praying for each other. And I just want to say, despite the accusation.
Hold on a moment. I'm going to restart your time. Councilwoman Cosby, could you mute your phone, please? Thank you. Councilman Mohammed. Go ahead.
Thank you, Council President, and thank the public. I also just like to say, I don't take any pleasure in some painful parts of my job.
Cosby, please.
Of my job.
Councilman, I'm going to start your. Please behave yourself. You're out of order, Councilwoman Cosby. Councilman Mohammed, I'm going to restart your time again.
Excuse me, before you start that, I want to say that you think it's me making
your time, Councilwoman.
Well, stop. You're focusing on me, but it's not me.
I can see it's blinking on when the raspberries were given to Councilman Mohammed, so.
It wasn't me, though.
Was not.
Thank you.
So immature. Councilman Mohammed, please restart your 1 minute. Councilman? I think we lost him. Councilwoman Cosby?
I think that you owe me an apology because you accused me of doing something I did not do. If you are looking at the screen, you can clearly see.
All right.
When the person is talking, their square lights up. When the noise is coming from that person's square, it lights up. It wasn't me.
Ma'am, you're lit up.
Have to say again?
Proceed with your comments, please.
My comments are simply, I was excited to see how many people actually took their time and logged into this meeting, and I was grateful for that. As a person who has a high risk for health, I would not attend the meeting in March, which the council president made a point of mentioning. I also had some issues in January, some health issues. Not to tell anybody any of my business because it's not yours, but don't come for me, Michelle, do my job, okay? But I'm sitting at a meeting being abused by you and your cohort, or I'm sitting here doing my job at my school. Period. What?
I said, thank you for your comments. Your time is up. And I can view the board here who is making the comments. So thank you.
No, just told you it wasn't me though.
Councilman Roman.
Thank you, Council President. Clearly,
Please.
you could at least. I think I always end this 1 minute with a Martin Luther King quote. So it's this one is life's most pressing question is what you're doing for others. And there's a lot of people out there doing a lot of things for others right now. Even though I saw a very selfish moment by many of my colleagues here, there's a lot of selfish people out there in hospitals, putting themselves in harm's way, going to pick up sick people and bring them to the hospitals. And, there's a lot of people I mentioned earlier in my report that are helping support those first responders people, and I really just want to thank them. And I think everyone needs to focus on being a part of that team and making them. So with that, stay safe and stay healthy. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Okay, Councilman Strano? Wish to speak? Councilman Blaine?
Yes. I just want to say, may we all come through this healthy, and when we get to the other side of this COVID-19, I hope that we come with mended hearts and we change our behavior and act like adults, and God bless us all.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Medina?
Nothing here, Council President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Medina. Mayor?
Yes, Council President. I just want to talk a little bit about, I know there was some discussion with regards to the trees over at the park, of course, from the high school, Wilson Park, Wilson Pond. I want to make everybody clear, these trees are coming down so that we can build a new 9th grade junior high school. That junior high school being built means that children don't have to cross St. George Avenue on a regular basis. It's really a safety issue, as well as something that's a positive thing for our city, to house all the 9th graders in one location. So that being said, I don't want people to think that we're just cutting trees down because we like cutting trees down. We love trees, but we love our children probably a little bit more than we love the trees. And finally, I just want to mention, Council President, we have to look into another medium to conduct these virtual meetings. This does not work. We tried. We cannot use this platform next month if we're forced to use virtual meetings again. We have to use something else. God bless you all, and have a good evening.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. I agree with you 100%. Unfortunately, this whole venue was abused. I want to apologize to the members of the public that will be listening to this council meeting. Like we had said, this was something we were not planned to have virtual meetings like this. So moving forward, we have to get this together. We reformed our IT division in January, so it's a work in progress. So we're hoping to have something better coming down the line where we wouldn't have all these nurses and
There you go. There you go.
ignorance.
Exactly why we needed this platform.
Okay, the following council meetings will be as follows. Out in Government meeting scheduled for April 28, 2020 is canceled. The next meeting of the council will be the council conference meeting Monday, May 18th at 6 p.m. in the council conference room. If we can have it there, we'll see. We'll have to post on our website. Council conference meeting prior to the council meeting, Tuesday, May 19th at 6 p.m. Council meeting Tuesday, May 19th at 7 p.m. Hopefully, we'll be back in the council chambers, but please check the city website, linden-nj.org, for directions. In case we have to participate electronically again, we will be working on changing some things up with these meetings. So could I ask for a motion to adjourn this meeting?
Make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Okay, can we have a second, please?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, can
John
you please
Keyes is second.
Mrs. Ormond? Mrs. Ormond? Mr. Javik?
Yes.
Caldwell?
Yes.
Mohammed? Busby?
Yes.
Roman?
Only takes 3 people to start a recall election.
Roman? Strano? Blaine?
Yes.
Medina?
Yes.
This is Yemakaitis.
Yes.
Meeting is adjourned.